fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the haze. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adria was made. There's no time to lay in wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides, shine their lights onto the future they behold. To the sky we must go, a new home we will build our Adria, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Sweet made, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be afraid. fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the haze. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to, what is this, 23, 24?
22.
22.
23 if you include the Everest mini story.
23, yeah, that counts. All right, day 23 of Emberwind with the Ember crew. I am John Helfers, a.k.a. Radio Johnny Panda. Welcome, everyone, on a relatively calm Monday night, I guess, for everyone. I hope everyone out there in Chatland is doing well. We are well here, so I'm here with the Ember crew, which is Saad, Marie Bilodeau, Jennifer, Brozik, and Brahms. How's everyone doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I woke up pretty daylight savings change, so it's another hour earlier I have to get up.
So your daylight savings change was just recent?
Yeah, it was end of last week. So as it becomes we get an Easter long weekend, that's when daylight savings changes. So which just happened.
Okay.
And it means I have to all the stuff, all our IAB, Emberwind, everything. I have to get up an hour earlier. It's like 7 a.m. for me. It's too early.
Thank you.
That is early. Well, we do appreciate it, Saad, because I couldn't run this game without you, so it's all good. I mean, good for me, not maybe necessarily for you, I suppose. So, anyways, let's introduce the cast, and then we'll give a brief précis of where you are, and we'll go from there. We're going to start at the far end. Marie, how are you? How are things up in Canada land?
Very good. Nice and, self-isolated and quiet, and thank goodness for the internet. It's a beautiful place to be.
Sad thing is, of course, that we won't get to see Marie in person because, well, we might, depending on if they're actually still going to have Origins, that they got pushed to October. We will see if that's still going to happen a few months down the road. So, fingers crossed, but I don't give it a lot of. We'll see. All I'm saying is we will see.
It's Canadian Thanksgiving, so it might be a bit dicey. It's just not an ideal weekend.
Of course. Well, like I said, I'm not a betting man, but I wouldn't be putting too much odds on that. We're in this for the long haul, and it's going to be a while. But anyways, great to have you here. And whom are you playing tonight?
I am playing Malma, the mace-wielding airship captain with a I haven't gotten to play with it yet, but 4d20 of damage. So I just really want to smack
in
something.
Adriel.
And she's not anxious to use that mace at all. No. All right. Well, great to have you here. Thanks so much. Moving on to my IT guy down under. Saad, how are you, sir? Other than tired
in
the morning over there. Yep.
I'm doing okay. Had a nice breakfast. And made sure everything seems to be running. The streams are running. Everything's going well. OBS update was really good, so it made things a lot easier for me now. And so hopefully this stream will go well with all those new updates.
Yeah, here's hoping, and ideally Jen's internet will still stay solid. So got it from both ends exactly. So who are you playing tonight, sir, or for you in the morning?
Yeah, I am playing a laureate who is a former scientist, I guess you could say, and she's now officially not part of that group anymore.
She's freelance. She's
freelance
now.
scientist, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, getting more and more out of control, possibly.
I'm just gonna say grumpy. Just
Grumpy.
grumpier and
Grumpy.
grumpier.
Grumpy, but not in a good way, probably.
Grumpy's usually not a good way, but
I
okay.
would say maybe reckless.
There you go.
Reckless. That would probably be the best way. to describe it.
Aggressive. Aggressive would also work.
Yeah.
She's gotten more aggressive over the past several game sessions. So this will be interesting to see what happens tonight. So, but yes. Anyways, thank you so much for running behind the scenes and making sure we all look good and everything looks good. I really appreciate it. It's great to have you here. Moving on to Jen Brozak, who has a big furry gray lump on her lap. Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm actually quite tired because this guy is 18 pounds of dumb love, and all he wants to do is be in my arms. And ever since the quarantine has started, since I talk to the screen way more often, he has decided that means I get to hold him because I am not typing.
You need some space. Make some space.
So I've got him, and up here in the corner, which you probably can't see, is Mina. She might come down.
She's sleeping right now. We can see a slice of her.
Yeah, she's curled up. She shed all over my shirt just before we all started, so she's fine.
Well, of course. All right.
And I am playing Lady Savoy Veneer, a merchant woman, kind of like minor noble type, who is in way over her head at this point. Let's just say that. But she's game to keep going and try and muddle out of this mess.
And get in deeper. I mean, yeah, muddle out of that mess. Sure. Just keep holding on to that.
She has just realized that maybe Mama has the right idea to just get off this place for a while and run away. In the time-honored tradition of minor nobles who just don't want to deal with crap anymore.
Hey, there's Gravehide war beast hunting. It's always
take their money and
run.
I'm
also very excited to use my new skills for tier 3. I have an actual mom's glare that will hurt enemies, like physically. I'm so excited. I mean, it's not the biggest thing out there, but I just love this character so much.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear everyone's excited to use their new super fangled powers. So should be a good time. All right, grab a pen here. Oop, there we go. All right, and last but certainly not least, our red shirt. I mean, Brahms. How are you, sir?
Doing well. Still self-isolating with my girlfriend. It's been officially 1 month now since our lockdown. And
she's a brave woman. I mean, you're a brave man. I mean, you guys are doing great together.
You're right. She's a brave woman. Yeah, things are going well. And it's been interesting because I still have to go into the office like twice a week, so I can't fully self-isolate because they still need me to be there to actually produce documentation and stuff. So the fun thing about being a clerk is
you can't. That's what email and DocuSign.
No, but you probably have to have like official signed documents and stuff like that.
Yeah, you need copies.
And you have to have
law is one of those. Law is one of those type of fields where it's like it is so far behind the times when it comes to technology and everything. It's kind of a mess, although they have just done virtual will witnessing and stuff like that, so that's an interesting turn.
That's interesting to see that legally is upstandable,
See, I would have thought publishing, but even publishing's gotten slowly crawled into the 21st century, so I guess law is finally the last bastion of paper documents.
Yep. And it's just it sucks because, man, this thing, it's like I really wish they'd get off the paper documentation and go fully paperless if they could, but it's just they're like, nope, be in the office 2 days a week. Like, thanks, guys.
I'll just get the suit on, put the plastic shield, and run to your office, and
I'll just get my hazmat suit. It's fine. Pull it out.
Yep.
It's the formal dress of the office now.
No getting sick. That's right. And who are you playing tonight, sir?
I will be playing Everest Argentium, the party's I can't remember my class.
Flamethrower?
Yeah, basically.
You're an ardent.
Yeah, an ardent. I
Ardent.
was gonna say the party's flamethrower. Yeah, that's about right. And yeah, he's looking to blow some things up. Even wore a red shirt for it, and
Yeah.
you know, loving fire and all the fun things.
So
And
now you need to dye your hair red as well, so you have the perfect
Jeez.
I'm a
red
redhead already,
glasses,
man.
everything.
Well, yeah, I think Scott's going for bright red.
Yeah, like the full on,
Bright.
yeah,
No
fiery
one would
red.
appreciate that. No one would appreciate that.
I don't know. I think I could see that. I see that happening. Anyways, it's great to have everyone here. I'm very happy to have the whole Ember crew. So this is awesome. Let's see. Last time was a lot of conversation and running around visiting people, as I recall. So you guys had finished up with the let's say truncated fundraiser for the Starlight Commons when the event was attacked by what looked like actually what you thought were military order guardsmen who transformed into these vicious, bony, skinless, just really nasty creatures that set upon the populace, those who were in attendance, and thankfully quick thinking by y'all, and I think Mama did get beat up a little bit. Pretty much happened to save everybody, and then it was aftermath. Ixis made an appearance, and Laureate tried to do some sort of weird citizen's arrest on her, which didn't really go very well.
It wasn't really citizen's arrest. It was more like warning her that she's about to be arrested and
You said
getting in her
you
face.
you tried to arrest her. I remember it very clear. If
Yep.
you had irons, you would have tried to clap them on her. I swear.
Yes, she
So,
did.
but Ixis got away in all the excitement. And afterwards, with the realization that these were guardsmen who had transformed into these hideous monsters, Admiral Rhea had to head back to do some damage control and figure out what the heck's going on, or try to. I believe you guys actually just kind of headed home after that, and then the summons started coming after you had a conversation about, hey, what should we do about all this? And it was, if I remember correctly, it was Makia first.
Yep, Lady Magia. She told us about the emergency meeting at the council.
And requested your presence there as
Mhm.
well. And then was it Drydock next or Maddox?
Yeah,
I don't
dry dock
recall.
then, and I met my contact, and
Right.
then we noticed that there was that fire, and
Yes.
then we headed to Maddox's mansion, and then we checked out the fire after that.
Right. And then finally headed home, except when you got there, a runner had informed you that there had been an incident at the academy and they requested your presence like now.
Yep.
And I believe that's where we're going to start.
Yeah, so are we just like exit the carriage and this happens?
Yes.
Pretty much, I mean, you're barely getting out when someone runs up to you, and yeah, that's exactly what happens. Correct.
And say, oh, guards, they probably could be more of them, or that thing could revive somehow. Who knows?
Well,
They should have sent more men. I told her.
unless those men turned it.
Let's just get over there now. Just see what's happening.
All right, so back in the carriage,
Back into the carriage.
jumping back in there and heading over to the academy. Let's see here. I got to bring something up. We're probably not going to need. Let's see.
Up the music.
Let's see what happens here. Marie, call high or low.
Hi.
Okay. Let's see. I said, there we go. Nope. All right.
I meant low.
Too late. All right. So you come.
Done.
I mean, you could. I guess. Saad, you can show the map of the outside corner
Yeah.
that we
Let's
have
move
up.
everyone
Yeah.
over there now.
Well, no. Don't move them over there yet. Just
okay.
show the map. Where
Okay.
you're going. So you're going somewhere else. Somewhere
All right.
possibly worse.
So I'm showing the academy grounds.
Really?
Is that the one?
Oops.
The one with the wait a minute.
Or the map the map afterwards?
Hang on, the map afterwards. That one. Central Plateau. Oh wait. is that what we're using?
Yeah, that one. Yep. Sorry. Got it. Celestial Plateau.
Yeah, but I'm gonna use that just as kind of a what are we calling it?
Backdrop.
I'm going to use that as a kind of like an open courtyard for the academy for now. Okay. So
Okay.
it's fine. It's fine.
Sure.
That's what I want to use. It's all good.
Yep.
But nothing. It's eerily silent out there right now. So nothing's really going on, which has you a little concerned.
Okay. Do you want me to move all the players over so they can see this map?
I can only see
No,
they
not
can't.
yet. Oh yeah. Okay, then move them over. Yes.
Yeah,
While
that's what I
figure
mean.
out what Okay.
Sorry guys, I need
It's quite
to.
pretty, actually.
No,
Is
it's
it
I can't
lovely?
like drag that across. I have to do this weird
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Just
Sod finds us really good maps to use. Okay, I just need to open up. There it is. All right.
sorry, I had to move you
Very
twice
nice.
because it doesn't let you move things around.
Okay. So yeah, creepily, eerily quiet out here. You'd think there would have been some sort of commotion, but not so much. What do you wish to do?
So there's no guards. There's no noise. Just, like we don't see anyone immediately in the immediate vicinity.
Right. Right.
Okay, so I'll get out and head inside through the main gate,
Following her.
Yeah,
Okay.
following.
Yeah.
and
All
not.
right.
Weapon.
If I had to make a rough guess, they're probably going to head to the. They're probably going to take the body to the zoo, so head in that direction.
Correct. All right. We're just going to cross across there. Normally, I would pull you to the academy grounds, but we don't need that quite yet.
Yeah.
And then, yes, bring up the zoo
Okay.
room.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Zoo.
I remember the last time we were in here.
And then it was
Yeah,
not good.
I've got an actual zoo this time.
Oh, we got an even better one this time.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the cool
Huge.
one.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome? Exactly.
This map.
So, I mean, we're spoiling it slightly, but as you're coming into, since Laureate, you of course know where it is. As you're heading over there, that's when you start seeing people clustered around it. I mean, the doors.
Okay,
The
is
doors.
it all guards or is it mix?
It's a mix of academy personnel and at least 2 order guardsmen.
Okay, who actually summoned us? Was it somebody at the academy or was it the order?
Okay.
You're not sure.
No,
The
yeah, we're
runner
not-
kind of just said there was an incident at the academy and you were needed. So you're not really sure who brought you.
Okay, we're gonna say the academy summoned us.
So I'm just gonna walk up and say, who's in charge here? What's happened?
All right, now I don't recall. It's not San. Who's San? Who's our zookeeper? Who's our zoo acolyte
God, I have to get
person?
The one who led us around before.
Maron,
Yeah.
Professor Maron? Isn't that the...
Come on.
That sounds familiar.
That's what I wrote down.
Oh, good. All right, then that's probably it.
Yeah.
Yay, Marie.
God, I gotta go through all my.
I have a whole little notebook of our stuff.
Yeah, Naren.
Um,
Naren. Naren.
Naren, that's it. Yes.
I
But
just
you
can't
see,
spell Maron.
you see Naren there, who was conferring with the guards about, and then he looks over and sees y'all, and recognizes, of course, Savoy, and I think Mama was down there last, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and he says, he looks puzzled for a moment, like he's not quite sure if, but he's like, no, never mind. You guys were good at this last time, so we're gonna keep using it this time. Like, you're here. Great. We have a problem.
Yes, we were summoned. What is the problem?
So we were doing autopsies on the remains of those creatures that you apparently had slain at the event for the Starlight Commons, when they all started kind of reanimating.
Of course they did.
That's bad.
And you didn't have guards with you during this process.
They were outside, and we already lost one acolyte when they just reached over and just started like flaying people. So we decided it was better to seal the area, evacuate the area, and lock it down. And they were just about to head in, but since you're here and you have experience fighting these things, we figured it's probably better if you were actually able to
They
tackle
didn't
this.
infect anybody else, did they? Are we still working with 3 of them?
Did all 3 come
I have
here
no idea.
to this location, or only I believe 2 were sent here, and 1 was going to go to the military order?
We had a pair of them.
Okay.
Okay, so
And the other one's
both
a-
of them have reanimated?
Well, one started and pretty much gutted the acolyte, and then I ordered an immediate evacuation. So I'm unclear as to their current status. However, he goes and whispers to that runner who came back with you, and you kind of, if anyone wants to try and overhear the message, you can
Yes.
give it a shot. Focus rolls from everyone who wants to try and overhear what he's telling them.
Hell yes.
Love listening in.
I am tired and I am irritated and I am
Need that.
I'm with you.
focused.
Me too.
All right, and y'all hear him pretty much saying, "You better get over to the order and make sure that theirs isn't undergoing the same whatever is happening. Warn them to place it under heavy guard if they haven't already." He's like, "Go down," and he takes off. And then Naren steps aside and says, "It's all yours."
I
What?
look at Mama and just sort of gesture.
I mean, you're not going to assist
think-
us in this problem? You don't have any arcane users available right now?
They're being summoned, but they're not here yet. And besides, they don't have any experience. What would you like them to do?
Well, we're going to have to stop them. Who knows what they'll do, what they'll let out.
Oh, it won't get past the door. We are your secondary line of defense.
No, I'm not worried about what's out here. I'm worried about what's in there they'll let out.
No, as I said, they will not get past the door. You are going in to engage and hopefully defeat them. We are here to make sure if it makes a break for it that it does not escape.
No, he's concerned about other specimens that may be in there with them.
We currently aren't doing anything. Well, it's nighttime. There are no live specimens in there that can be contaminated. They're in a separate
Okay.
wing of the zoo.
Good.
Well, let's just think of it this way, gang. If we die, we don't have to talk to the council tomorrow. So
We
let's
should have
go.
blown away earlier. Okay, I'm gonna pull out.
See, there's a silver lining.
Can we just say how
Alright,
much
just
I
a quick-
love being a glorified exterminator?
Just remember what happened last time. I believe our spells were ineffective against them.
We had to go distance. We couldn't do
Yeah.
melee.
Distance, and then I
It would-
did a little bit of study, and I'm going to try something against them.
They would,
I.e., I'm going to use my new stuff,
Yay!
my songs of weakness. That might help.
All right.
I think, maybe.
so you have to be careful not to get too close to them. I'll try and
You know,
I'll
I
try
know
and hold
better.
them off as much as I can, but I can only do so much.
Okay.
I'll pull out my crossbow to
Same
walk
here.
in there. And I'm gonna look very, very distraught to have to put away my mace. Very
Oh.
forlorn.
Question:
Oh.
Can we
My
pre-buff before we go in, or do we have to?
You can. Well, since you're going into a potentially dangerous situation, yes, I'll allow you to pre-buff it.
Oh, does that mean I can do this first, real quick?
Do what
That
first?
where I look at everybody real quick and give them the opportunity.
Reaction.
It,
Alter.
it's a trigger effect. So you basically, whenever an action or someone rolls, then you can choose to
Oh,
activate.
so I don't
that.
have to do
Yeah.
I don't have to do it pre?
No.
Right. Right.
Yes. Okay. Well,
Just,
so
remember,
that
just remember, yeah, because you can hold it until you really need it, for example. But
and
you
I
wouldn't
can
want to
use
set that
triggers
off.
each round because I specifically did it. So if you need to go up or down by 4, you got it. Once.
Once per
encounter.
hero per encounter. Yep. Exactly.
Nice.
Anyone else doing anything now?
All right. I'm going to go pretty nuts here, and I'm going to Primal Fury times 3. 2 of them on Malmo, 1 on Savoy.
2. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Oh
Is
my
that something I
God.
get to use with my crossbow?
It's only melee attacks though.
Mhm.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I hope I don't get that close.
Well, if I do, I'll work it.
Yes, you will.
By the way, everyone can grab your tokens and place yourselves at the top of the map, which what looks like
Just top of the
they're
map.
kind of stairs, but not really stairs. They're kind of stairs.
I can rotate the map if you want me to flip
No,
it.
it's good. That's where I want them to be. That's where I want
Okay.
you to be. Like you're coming in from there. So,
Sure.
I don't remember how to grab my token.
So you go to the
Never-
journal,
Oh, wait, I
click
remember.
and drag.
Yep. See, there you go. It's like riding a bicycle.
Wait, I don't.
It's under the journal. You got under characters. You grab your name and drag it over.
Okay, I can do that. Thank you.
I used to be a usability engineer. I'm pretty good at telling people what to do.
All right. So, and Mama's at 2. She's got 2 primal furies, right? So,
Yep. Because I have. Let me get my brand new. Where is it? Oh,
How much
not
do I
make one?
use to switch weapons? I just forget. Like, is it half a movement or full
I'm
action or?
gonna call that a fast action to switch.
Want to
weapons.
confirm
That's
this?
It's not gonna be. It's not a free because especially if you're. I mean.
Yep.
No,
I got-
that's
Yeah,
fair.
fast action.
My
Fast
Fast
sustain
action?
limit.
Okay.
Yep.
My sustain limit is 3. So yes, I can hold 3.
I can't put multiples on her, so just remember, Mama, you have 2 of the primal fury actions,
primal
and
fury.
Savoy has 1.
So if you've forgotten, I'll just pop it in, just so you go.
Getting a little note.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
You also have +4
And-
to your penetration. Savoy has +2 to hers.
Good lord. Anyways, anyone else doing anything for sustains? Yada yada yada.
Nope.
I'm
I will-
excited.
Not yet, but as soon as I'm going to be using my war songs as soon as I get them
Okay.
within 5.
All
Just
Bless your heart.
well, I'm going to try.
Okay.
I don't know how well it's going to work. I've never used it before.
Okay, hang on, my cat is being annoying. You need to stop it. She likes to be naughty and play with my cables, and it's really quite annoying. Anyways,
I
all right.
watched a Twitch streamer have his cat chew through his cord because he wouldn't pay attention. Of
Okay,
his
it's not
controller.
that bad. Not that bad.
That's bad.
It was funny though.
All right. There we go. Okay, so this is the startup. It's kind of dim in here. The light is not great necessarily, and this is kind of what you can see. Yeah. By the way, this part here, this work. There we go. That's stairs leading down into what looks like a where the various tables are. So this level up here is a level higher, and this level is also like above. This is a sunken area, basically, like about maybe 4 feet or so ish. It's not a full level down. It's like a half level down. Just
Are the squares, the big squares, 5 feet?
Yeah, these are 5 feet.
Yeah.
I've set it up for 5-foot squares. So.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep.
Good to
Yep.
know.
Yep. All right, that's good.
So my question is there, John, these upper areas, can we fire down from them and still have line of... I'm assuming we'd still have line of sight, yes?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you can't fire from back here, mind you. You'd have to be like over near the
Front of
railing.
the railing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, sure. As you get, very clear set of fire. So let's see. Okay, well, the big cockroach thing isn't really there, and neither is the dragon skull. Let's be honest. That's the only things that aren't quite. Stop doing that. Jeez. Yeah, that's.
Hashtag streamer problems.
Yes.
Apparently,
yes,
one
you.
cat has to be bothering somebody at any given time since mine has gone away.
It is obviously a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy. Anyways, so yeah, and the room is very large, as you can already tell. So if there was a commotion somewhere, you're not seeing it at first glance. That's what I can tell you. So
All right.
what do people
First thing we do.
see
see
and
if
we're
we can-
not. By the way, we're not in initiative yet,
Okay.
so don't
First thing,
worry
see if you
about
can
it.
hear any footsteps, any noises, anything like
Mhm.
that, in possible directions.
Give me focus rolls for anyone who's trying to do that.
Yeah, trying to figure out.
Oh yeah,
Yep. Pass with an 11.
passed.
Oh.
You
I
guys
hear
just
all
keep
the things.
Nice.
Yes, you are the wind. You keep past these so you start missing in combat. That's all. Get these out of the way.
No, I did not make it.
Okay.
I am.
All right.
I'm probably wandering this way to see if I can see
Okay.
coming down the side.
Let's see. Laureate and Malma, you're not really hearing much of anything. Everest, with your critical, you think you might have heard something from the back, but it was very faint, like it might have been a foot brush across stone. But you can't really tell where it's coming from, except somewhere in the back half of the room, you think.
I thought I heard something in the back half of the room. We better be careful progressing further in.
Let's
Should we all stick to the high road for now? Stick to the
it's
higher portion of the room and go around it?
probably the best idea.
Let's do that. 2 and 2. I'll
Probably
go the
better to
others.
stay. No, no, no. We should all stay together. If they're both up and they're split, at least it'll take them some time to get to us, and we can focus on one.
All right, let's stick together then. I'll follow Savoy, but I'll bring the rear of the party if Laureate and Everest are going ahead after Savoy. I'll take a defensive position
Sure.
unless Savoy wants me to.
If they're in the back, I think you should be in the front.
Ta-da!
All right, so
Okay.
I'll go next, and then Everest and Savoy. So we'll just we're gonna.
I thought that I should be going first.
We should probably stealth this. Creepily do it as quiet as we can.
I also remember to look up just in case these things mutated to something that could stick to the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty high ceilinged room, like probably 20 feet above you. But however, you don't see anything there.
I'm just pointing out that I am aware that my world has 3 dimensions.
Okay,
That's fair.
It's very good dimension. Yeah, absolutely. Turn it down.
So yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Everest, you're very focused. Did you want to come up front with me? I will. Malma is.
I think sticking back would be the correct course of action, because I remember our fight about these things last time. They did not go well for me particularly.
Yeah, let's take it easy. Let's relax.
The mages behind us.
It'll be fine.
Do we want a stealth roll or?
Yeah, we want to quietly move forward, so it'd be a stealth
Are
checks,
we
I
being
assume.
Stealthy? Oops.
Laureate suggested it, and it seems to have been seconded by Malma. So let's say, I
Okay,
mean, you
well,
don't have to be stealthy. That's completely up to
I will attempt
you.
to be stealthy.
I'm
We'll
not
try.
stealthy.
We'll
I am
attempt it.
clanking away.
Oh yeah, Laureate's stealthy. She knows how to do it.
Apparently, I am being stealthy because I'm like, oh, Laureate said be stealthy. I can do this.
Whereas
Stealth isn't really my thing.
Malma and Everest more of a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So basically, each pair has one quiet and one not quiet.
And that's nice.
Yeah.
It's
nice
something.
balance.
It's something. It's something. So, all right. Okay. So yeah, and the stealthy ones, of course, kind of look at the non-stealthy ones and just go. But you're moving further into the room, I trust, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're basically just gonna keep going down.
I'll probably go wide berth around here just to see if there's anything behind, like up back here. Check the corners,
Okay.
making sure that there's nothing.
That seems to. I mean, there's stairway going down. It seems that also leads into the.
Yeah, it goes back to the
level.
low area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure there's nothing there.
Okay, so as you get closer to this second table, the one with the big beetle on it, which again is not a beetle, you can see that there seems to be some indication that this may have been where the precipitating incident happened.
Ew.
There is fresh. You don't need to make a check for this. There's fresh blood spatter of some kind, and indeed the now headless body of what looks like an acolyte lying next to the table.
Awesome. Awesome.
Lovely.
So,
Is there any tracks in the blood? Any tracks that we can see where the creature went?
no. Do you want to try to do some sort of further examination
On the table or
of the surrounding area? If you're looking for something in more detail, if you have an idea, we can.
maybe to see, I don't know, see if there's anything.
Yeah. Hold your insight, John.
I'm sorry?
For a roll, for that, would we do a roll for investigation on that?
Well, I don't really have investigation as a class. It'd be more of just another focus roll.
Or knowledge or insight, maybe?
Yeah.
Do you know hideous skinless bone creatures as a knowledge?
I do not.
Okay.
I know Savoy had previous knowledge of them, though.
Yeah, I did do a thing.
Yeah, Savoy, you can do a knowledge check for those. Everyone else who wants to try something would be a focus roll.
I'm just keeping an eye out.
You know what? I am going to use my. Wait, can I use that thing on me? I can't. Never mind.
Is it any other hero? It's all other heroes but you, right? Let me check.
Said.
Let's see. What the hell is it? It was here, right?
Firing presence. One other hero.
Yep. So not you.
That.
Sorry.
So it's not me. So I am like, ew. It's me, and my shoes are now covered in gore again.
Well, made my focus roll though.
Nice.
But Everest has got it.
Yeah,
You're focused.
He's rocking. Yeah, you notice that certainly there are no tracks around the table, but there seem to be some sort of marks on the table, as if perhaps this thing might have stood up on the table at one point or something.
Clearly, it got up from this location and has moved away. But other than that, I can't see any identifying marks.
I'm going to check the body, as if there's any type of new types of wounds that aren't similar to what they did before.
Well, it removed his head. That's kind of new. You're not sure if it just like caught him by surprise.
Is it a clean, like it's
happened.
a pretty clean cut, similar to what its weapons were before its arms were?
Sure. I mean, kind of. It's like, actually, Laureate, make me a focus roll. So you don't really do a lot of autopsy stuff, so you're kind of guessing.
Nope.
Okay. The head is removed. You think might have been cut. Part of it might have been pulled off. It's hard to tell.
But the rest of the body's unharmed. It's just the head.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this headless monster removing heads of other people to make other headless things.
Well, the head of the body is around, right?
You haven't seen it yet.
Oh, well, you've got to be kidding me.
Hey, maybe it's just jealous. You never know.
Anyway, let's.
So we have a headless body and no assistant's head.
Correct.
Ew.
Let's take it slow. Just keep going.
Okay.
Slow.
Gonna keep walking forward towards wherever said originally he'd heard some noise at the back of the room.
Okay, Laureate, when you get close to that table you're standing in front of, you can see that the tools are in disarray. Not because someone's been using them, but it looks like perhaps maybe something may have stepped on the table itself and caused them to, as it landed, the tools got shoved aside, kind of.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's probably not good.
And then, let's see here, what I could use. Everyone make me an insight check, please.
Maybe I can actually do that.
Oh, I cannot.
I did it. Yeah, 7.
I did it.
Made mine.
I'm not insightful. I've been freaked out by headless things, guys.
Yeah.
You are looking for something to hit.
Yeah, I want to hit something.
All right. So those who made your insight check will not be caught by surprise.
Not me.
Yes, that's kind of the downside. When actually it's kind of ironic that Mama is up in front there. So what happens, I'm just going to use this because it's the easiest thing to use for me, but I need to make it, let's see here. I think I just...
You want to make it bigger?
Oh, I got it.
No.
Don't worry.
Oh,
Don't worry.
No, did it like become one when two become one?
You're not far off on that one. Yes.
Oh, that's so gross.
So actually, I'm going to make it even bigger than this.
Yeah, it'd have to be bigger than that because it's only the last one was 4 tiles, so this would be.
We're so tiny.
There we go. There.
Oh.
So pretty much, and it was hiding right here, and it literally leaps out at both. Now, Mom, unfortunately, you're not going to get a dodge on this. Savoy, since I said you made your check, you can dodge out of the way if you make your dodge roll.
Oh, yeah, well, we're gonna...
And yes, it's like easily, 12 or 13 feet tall.
Oh,
So
gee.
just quickly,
more bone, more muscle, more gross everything.
so I can't react with a
Wonderful.
rustling
Yeah, no.
entanglement.
No, I forgot, but of course, no. I'm just standing there going, "Wow, that's
Okay.
really
That's
big."
so big.
Yeah, it's exactly. You can't cancel that movement, I'm afraid. So
Okay.
you can attack.
I guess because
if you
it's
wish.
an ambush. It's a
Pretty much.
I
All
can,
right.
but I can attack it since I.
Yes,
Okay.
you will be able to, even though it is landing on you. I will tell you that right now. So.
Well.
And Mama's unfortunately caught flat-footed. So. Yeah, pretty much. So
I'm gonna do my dirges.
All right. Well,
Start
first
yelling
of
at it.
all,
oh, he's got to do his damage first. This is going to be painful.
Okay. It's not D20 unlike some people. All right.
Yeah, I always tend to play.
Okay. Actually, first thing we need to do is switch to the
D&D.
music I want to use. Okay. So actually, what it's going to be, Mama, you're going to take whatever this die roll is. Oh wow, 15 minus whatever your toughness is. Okay, actually, you both are going to take that.
I don't remember what my
And
toughness
Savoy, you're going to take 19 minus whatever your toughness is.
I'm just rolling to see what my toughness is because I forget my new one. Okay, perfect.
No, no worries. No worries.
19, so 15, 31.
Okay.
All right. Ow. Okay.
All right. So Savoy, you were doing what? And then we're going to get to the other two.
I'm gonna do that twice for free.
All right. Your first two. Warsong.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All foes, one stack of weakness. Your first two Warsong actions are free actions each encounter. Okay. All right.
I haven't done a trigger yet, so I'm gonna do it twice.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shoot it with my crossbow, I think. Wait. Actually, I did have my crossbow in my hand. I did not have my sword, so I have to start with the.
No, you can switch anytime. You don't have to.
You can use half of a fast action.
I can use
Switch.
a fast action, and then But wait, I use a fast action, then a slow action for the sweeping strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that will leave me with one fast action left and
a free
whatever
melee.
the melee thing
Yeah.
you did. So.
Well, hold on a second. If you're doing Warsong Dirge of Weakness twice, that's a slow action by itself. So that's two slow actions right there.
Two free actions. Muse of War gives me them two free.
Oh, okay. Right. All right.
So it has two stacks of weakness currently.
And then I stab it. And I actually succeed.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna need to keep track of that. Okay.
Oh, and I can't spend the fax action because, wait.
You got a fast
trigger
action.
Is different than amplify, right?
Yeah, trigger and amplify are different.
If it can be knocked prone, I use my fast action to knock it prone.
Yes, it can. So there you go. And you actually did damage. Yep. Okay.
And then what is that thing that you put on me, Todd?
It gives you a free melee, basic melee.
Okay.
And you also get +2 penetration. So your penetration is currently 12. Just so you know.
Okay, so a free basic melee. I don't know how to add the +2.
No, don't worry. You just do it.
Okay.
Keep it
right.
a note of it.
But apparently I'm irritated.
And because it's prone, you get +2 to your accuracy.
And I did it.
Oh.
She didn't even really need. Yeah, exactly.
I just was like, I have wanted to hit something, and it hurt me, and therefore I did.
Well done.
One thing I do want to know, Jen, just as a logistics standpoint, how do you knock down a 15-foot tall?
I hamstring.
Yeah, it's still a bipedal creature. It's got point of balance, gravity, and balance, and all that. Yeah.
Or I do sweeping strike and I take it out at the ankle.
Or she stares at it until it goes down.
I haven't used that yet.
Yeah.
I get to use that next time.
But
Yay!
he's dying to, exactly. Yeah. Actually, Mama, real quick, I need you to make me a willpower check too. Come to think of it.
Willpower.
Let's get this out of the way before I move to the rest of the guys who are not currently under a big fat thing.
Roll 20 doesn't seem to be responding.
No.
No.
Hang on.
Go, roll 20, go. Come on, you can do it.
Go roll 20. You can do it. Gathering stream. I'm just refreshing it.
Okay.
And this is like, okay, defense check. Oh, it's so not feeling willpowery.
All right, you are also prone.
I am prone.
No.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, it did pretty much land on her, so I should have called for that a little bit earlier, but she's now prone. Exactly. All right.
I will tell you, I have now done the most amount of damage I have ever done.
Well done.
Good job.
I probably won't do that again. But
How much was
I'm
that
really
damage
excited.
anyway, total? I'm just curious.
Exactly. All right.
It's 19 and 15, both piercing, so.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Oh, let's see. Okay, if that hero is. All right. So that's Savoy, and Malma's kind of like squished a little bit. Let's see. Is this the order right now, or ever?
No,
Savoy,
I just
one of
popped
you
it
two
up.
can go. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's fine. Who wants to go next? Because this is kind of the surprise or the lack of surprise round, really.
What is the turn order right now? Because I only see the creature.
Me too.
Oh, it's
Ditto.
And I
it's,
knew I
it's
was going to go
stupid
first,
DM
but I
stuff.
don't know
We
who
have to.
goes after.
Because we
I
as
wanna
we as
go and
GMs,
hit
John, we can
things.
see things and they can't, so I'll just do that. There we go.
There we
There.
Oh,
All right. Everyone got it?
So
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
we're good.
but Laurie and Everest get a chance to do something before we actually go into technical initiative. Since I said you made your insight checks, you weren't surprised.
Would you prefer to go first, or
you
six-
can, you
one
can.
dozen of the other to me?
I'll wait and see just to see what you do.
Okay. So just so we're all aware, I picked up this ability. So it's a passive action called Accelerant. So the max stacks of burning on foes are increased by +1. So,
Nice.
So now I can put 3 stacks of burning on something.
Nice.
So
I go with 2 stacks of weakness.
Yep. So what he also has Disintegrate as a passive action. So at the start of each of my turns, each foe suffers 1 stack of vulnerability for each stack of burning they are currently suffering from.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Metal.
So what he is then going to do is cast Ground Zero as a fast action. So
Okay.
all foes hit by my next spell suffer 1 stack of burning, 1 per round. He is then going to Mana Echoes as a fast action.
Oh,
Wow.
let's see if that works though.
It's an auto
Yeah.
hit. So
Yeah, it's auto hit, right? It's 3. Is it? It is 3d8, huh?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
It's tier plus.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So 23. It still gets this resistance though, so it doesn't do as much as you would like. But let's see. It gets enough gets through. That's a darn good roll.
So just so we're clear, John,
Yeah.
the spells are not fizzling this time around.
Correct.
Okay.
You launch it, it goes right into it. Yep. That is
Yeah.
true. And stack of burning, right?
Stack of burning.
Okay.
I'll
Alright.
put some little icons on it.
Okay. Oh yeah. It's
And
I got it. Flame on. Let's see.
a bit hard to see because Savoy's like right on top of the token
Sorry.
icon location.
I can move me like right here so that I'm right next to it, but you can see the thing.
I'm under it.
Yeah, you're under it.
Bye. Don't burn me.
Ow.
Don't worry about me.
Okay, so he's going to go ahead and do Spontaneous Combustion.
Okay.
I thought I hit it. Let me see. If things fall down.
Nope. Did I put that on Malma? I think I actually put it on Malma. Is that correct?
Oof, almost didn't make that. So fast action, 1 foe, 7 square range. So target foe suffers 1 stack of burning, and if that foe is already suffering from the max stacks of burning, deal 10 piercing damage instead.
All right. Well, you're not there yet, obviously.
Not
so,
yet. So he
Okay.
gets
All
another
right.
stack of burning.
Yeah. You did get that off. So yep.
So
Okay.
that's 3 fast actions.
Uh-huh.
And then he's going to go ahead and launch another Mana Echoes.
Okay. Expel. All right. 15. Okay, that's a little bit more of a plinker, but some got through. Not much, though.
That's fine. I just want
Okay.
the.
Yep. Okay. All right. I believe that's your turn.
That is my turn.
Okay. Sod, you're up.
All right. Let's start with a Starfall. And if I crit, I'm going to probably amplify, but we'll see. I hit, but I don't penetrate. So it's 22 versus resistance.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right.
And I'm going to do 2 cures on Savoy.
Okay.
So she gets another 8 heal 8 Savoy.
Thank you. I
All
appreciate
right.
that.
Since you're-
And that's it.
Yeah, keep going. That's it. Doesn't your staff give you fast first spell in an encounter something? Fast
Oh,
action, something?
I think. Wait, let me double check.
Yeah, I thought it did something. Or don't quite recall.
Oh.
Hey, Lone Wolf, how's it going?
I didn't get it. I believe it's makes it a fast action, so I'm holding a fast action, which I'm happy to do. So I'll hold a fast action.
Okay, well, yeah, I have an idea. I know what you're up to. Okay,
Just in
that's fine.
case.
Yep. All right. So that was all y'all.
Y'all.
Oh man, I really need to. I didn't make one of those. I should make one of those particular macros.
Actually, not a bad macro to have. Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot to add in the
too.
staff info there. I should probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
All those
you
abilities
got me-
things.
You made me one.
Yeah, I did you one. I forgot to do mine. I forgot to fix mine with it. I just thought of it at the last moment and then did a
Oh.
bunch of them, and I just forgot about it.
Let's see. Well, as Rouse leaped out, did that. So now, actually, we're going to go into regular initiative now. So you guys set up your turn order and see what you want to do and go from there.
Okay,
I
I think we
think
let
we're
Malma
nice.
go first. Malma
Can I
needs
hit
to-
a thing?
Yeah, I can
Well,
go second.
you have to get up
Thank
first, but
you.
yes.
You have to get out of its
Good point,
range
okay.
or something like that, I guess. I don't
Well,
know.
just got to stand up, basically.
So we let Malma, Savoy, Everest, Laureate? We're going to do it like that?
Does that sound everyone
Or-
in agreement? Yes?
Or we let Savoy go first if she wants to keep putting weakness on it.
I can throw another
Actually, that would
weakness.
probably be wise.
Okay. I can do that and throw another weakness on it.
And you can keep swinging.
Okay.
So
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the mom glare at it. Don't you
Yay.
dare.
Well, that's a trigger, remember. If a foe targets here with an action, that's when that's going to go off. So you
Okay,
need to...
exactly.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
point at it and I say, don't you dare.
well, you're still staring at it intently.
I'm still staring at it.
Okay. All right.
I'm doing the mom glare. And then I am going to, you know what? I'm going to do a third stack of weakness.
Okay.
And then, can I move?
Let's see. That is a slow and a free. So yeah, you have either a slow or 2 fasts left. So yes, you can.
1, 2, 3, 4. Go 4
Okay.
away, so I'm not right in it. And then have a fast. You know, I am gonna do a word of comfort on Malma.
Thank you.
Get 10 back.
Oh, I'm back to full.
Okay. And Laureate, you should probably take. I'm gonna try and stay out of melee now. Just so you know.
Okay, so I can deactivate that if needed.
Because.
Well, you could do
I
your
do
free
not-
attack first before you move back.
True.
Oh, okay, then
Yep.
I
Since
didn't
it's free.
realize I could do that. Well, then I will
Yeah.
stab it again.
All right,
then
go
move-
ahead. Yeah.
And move back with my sword.
Yeah, first spell encounter is
Or attempt
fast,
to
first
stab it
sustain
again
is-
before. No, there's no
All
way.
right. You flail a little bit wildly, then retreat out of range.
That's pretty much,
Stick then move. You were moving then sticking. That's the problem.
pretty much.
Okay. All right. I believe that takes us to Balma.
Yes, Mama, do your. It's got like 3 things of weakness and 3 things of burning now?
Oh,
2 things.
Two stacks of burning.
so excited. Okay, fast action to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Fast action to pull out my mace and pull away my bow.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Ow.
Let's see. Penetrate. Oh, God. All right. The 4 is
Oh my
calculated.
god.
And you
All
get
right,
1 stack of vulnerability.
Yeah. Okay, so... And you definitely penetrated, so alright. Sheesh.
That's what I'm telling you, Malma is the scariest woman in Axia.
Alright, so that was that one.
And I've got 2 Primal Furies on me, which I believe gives me 2 more melee attacks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whoops. I don't know
That's
why
a
I got
hit.
so many.
No, it penetrates. So
Oh, good.
You get +2
Oh, wow.
penetration.
Okay, that's a lot of dice. Alright. So she just comes up and just... And vulnerability, which doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter, but not really. 18. She's gonna need a freaking calculator here. 64? Really? I'm not sure they should have. I know there's not a. I know it's a cap. It can go up to 20, just like burning, but it seems that might be a little too crazy.
And
Well,
I'm gonna
it's-
double check that one.
Well, it's the
So-
free. It's the free attacks that's really doing it.
Well, that doesn't. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh my god. What
thank you, Laureate. Mwah.
Okay.
was that?
And my last attack?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
Okay, well,
what
it's
hurt?
it's still up.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right.
Holy crap.
All right.
Vulnerability versus
And-
damage.
Although, yeah,
So it's 'cause
So
of shattering
currently,
strike.
stacks of vulnerability, John, are 2,
3.
3 stacks
Before
of it.
Mhm.
5 now.
Well, once
Yeah.
I start my turn, it will have 5.
Yeah.
Malma gives it 1 stack every hit, so she's hit 3
Right.
times.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Oh no,
I
wait.
am mad
no,
now.
no, she hit twice. No, 3 times. My bad.
No, she hit all 3
Times.
times, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. She took it down a lot. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay. So that was your turn, right? I think that's it.
Yes, thank you. I enjoyed that.
Your actuary's now what, like 17? Because you get plus 18.
This is the
Yeah.
first turn, so it'd be 16.
Oh,
still.
yeah, 16.
Oh, right.
At
It's
each
already-
turn.
Yeah. All right, Everest.
Okay, so it'll have its 2 stacks of burning. It'll gain its, but that starts on its turn. That it'll
Correct.
take damage. But it's also It's also taking its 2 stacks of vulnerability right now.
Oh, right now. Okay.
That's start of my turn.
Okay.
So then what I will do is I will go ahead and I will ground 0 again. And then I will do my mana echoes because that seems the safe play. Because it's an auto
True.
hit.
Yeah.
Getting
Why
it
did
3.
Why did that do only 2d8 this time?
No, it's 3. There's one. There's 3d8.
Oh, I didn't see the third die. Okay. It does not penetrate its resistance.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. Is that wait? Is that the weakness? Or I'm sorry, the vulnerabilities across both barrier scores, right? Is that
Yes.
correct? Yeah. Okay. Actually, it barely penetrated then. You got like 1. You dinged it. Let's put it that way.
That's okay.
Because that's down to okay. All right.
What's
All right,
the most
what's next?
number of stacks of anything that a creature can have on it?
It varies depending on what the condition is.
Okay.
I believe vulnerability and weakness, there are no limits, if I'm not
There's no
mistaken.
limit. Yeah, it just keeps stacking.
Right.
So then what he'll do, as he now has max stacks of burning, he'll go ahead and do spontaneous combustion,
That's true. Okay.
which he did hit.
Yep.
So it'll get 10 piercing damage.
All right. Yeah. So, I'm sure the thing's even gonna get a chance to attack anything by the time we're done with it. All right. Anything else, sir?
He'll go ahead and do. So that was 2 fast actions, yes? No, 3 fast actions.
I see 3. Yep.
So he'll go ahead and do 1 more mana echoes.
Okay. There it is. And again, you little plinkage, but you got, yeah. Yeah, All right.
I mean, I could do pyroclasm, but then I think I would be doing myself a disservice.
Okay. All right. So, and I think that's it, right, for you, right? 4 fast actions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Okay. That leaves us to Laureate.
All right. So I'm dropping Savoy's Primal Fury and giving her the cure as sustain, but keep my armor's 2 primals up.
Okay.
So free cure for 1 for Savoy.
Big 1
I'll
point.
take it.
Yeah, you
1
go.
point is 1 point.
Okay.
Sometimes that's all you need.
I'm gonna Starfall again, and probably hold the rest of my action. So I'm not even gonna amplify it. So hits, doesn't penetrate, does 24 versus resistance.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that hurt it. I mean, it's looking pretty seriously hurt now. After all the weighing certain persons did on it. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're holding the rest of your action. Well, you have a fast action left to hold, right?
I have I have two fasts. I'm just gonna hold both just in case.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. That would be its turn.
Right, and now it's burning damage will take effect.
Right. So you're gonna roll 3d20.
Yep.
Oh my god. D20 damage. That's just.
It wasn't too high.
Wasn't too bad.
No, I mean, the 5 and the 2 weren't great, but the other 2 were pretty cool.
Okay. All right. Well, it's still up. So yes, it is going to move. I assume Laura's going to try to stop it.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt if it attempts to move. Yes.
Yes, it is. Looks like it's heading towards Everest and Savoy.
All right.
So-
Well, definitely rustling entanglement. Oh, I missed. No.
Oh!
I have 17 accuracy.
Oh no!
How?
Oh no!
I have
So
a
first of all,
15
Mama, you've got to make me a dodge check.
15%
actually,
chance to
wait.
fail.
Wait, okay.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on. That is just a second. Not a dodge. That is a willpower. You need to make a willpower roll.
Oh, I made it
Oh,
for
you
something
did?
different.
Yeah,
Everybody's
good.
surprised.
Yes, indeed. Huh, okay, well, no, nicely done. All right, so it took a swipe at you, but then it's charging forward. However, unfortunately, you're still going to take 10 piercing damage as it trundles by you and kind of shoves you out of the way.
it takes
Again.
10 piercing damage for targeting Mama.
I'm sorry, what?
It takes 10 piercing damage for targeting Mama.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
well,
using
then
the
you deal
glare.
each of it. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So it's
Okay.
against 10 piercing against my toughness, right?
Piercing penetrates automatically. You just take all 10
Okay.
damage. Yeah, you don't get the toughness. So, all right. Yeah, it takes that, but it still moves forward to trundle off and try to pretty much trampling you guys.
Oh,
Aw.
Let's see. It was our furthest hero. All right, so each of you will also take 10 piercing damage, since that's where it ended up.
oh, damn.
And
That's-
then I need both of you, and that's Everest and Savoy, to make a dodge roll, please. Dodge.
Nope.
Oh,
I have a 50-50 chance of dodging, and
welcome to my world.
I dodged.
Okay,
Done.
so I guess Everest did not. All right, so let's see. Everest, you're not sustaining an effect of any kind, are you?
I am not.
Okay, good for you. That would have hurt a little bit more if you had been. All right, so, and it just kind of like basically thrashes all over both of you is what happens. And you take, there we go, 27 points of damage.
Oh.
Oh, good lord.
Is that piercing or?
No, it is not.
And
So,
that's versus toughness?
yes.
Okay, 22. So I'm down to 8 hit points.
Well, no, you made your dodge, Savoy. You made your dodge. You avoided the attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank-
Yeah.
Oh.
Everest did not make his dodge, so he got wailed on. That's
Okay.
correct.
23.
Okay.
For a second there, I thought I had 3 hit points left. How are you, Everest?
I'm at 11.
2, 3.
Okay.
Let's see. And then now, Savoy, I need you to make a willpower check, please.
Oh, bollocks. All right. Nope.
Oh. no.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna do here. You're going to take. I mean, this is kind of silly, but this is just how it happened. To take 26 versus your actually, 26 points of damage minus your toughness.
So 21.
Yeah, and then you do, and you also suffer 5. I'm sorry. 26 damage minus your resistance. My mistake.
Okay, 26. So 20. So,
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And this is really
Okay.
not all that big of a deal. And then you also suffer 5 stacks of weakness.
Oh, that's not a big deal.
What does that do?
All your damage rolls do 5 less damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think just kind of lumbered forward and blah. That's you took hits from bone and sinew and grossness and things. And also you notice that as it did damage to you, it seemed to heal up a bit. Not a lot, considering the damage that certain people have done to it, but somewhat.
I'm a beat on it for you.
I hope so.
All right, and that is the end of the round.
Oh my god, ow, 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 ow. Ow. Okay.
Any changes to the initiative order?
I think we're fine as is.
Yeah, it has 3 stacks of weakness on it?
5.
5.
5, okay. And I can put more on it?
I think so, yeah, you can keep
Okay.
going if you'd like. I mean, sure.
Alright.
Does since it has weakness on it, are we taking that into account with its damage?
Yeah,
I am, yeah.
John is, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Believe me, it's come into play. Yes, absolutely.
Right. Does weakness still go against, like, crossbow damage?
Yeah. It's every.
Yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
across
much
the board.
all damage.
Which I know is a little odd, but yes, I guess you're so weak you can't
Except
aim
piercing.
properly. So
It's okay.
yeah, piercing still piercing damage. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Well, then if I go first, I'm going to do another stack of weakness and run away. Actually, run towards Mama.
You're gonna run
Okay.
through its legs.
You'd have to go around it unless you're gonna tumble. Well, you can
Or
tumble
I can run,
if you,
I
but
can
you
run
don't.
towards Laureate?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well then, since I don't have the one thing, I'm gonna have.
How much health are you on, Savoy? Is it 4?
I am down to like. Oh wait.
Oh, you took 20.
Sorry, I have 5 hit points left.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's what I thought.
Sorry.
Oh wow, I didn't know you were that low.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I started at 30. You took me down to 10, and then gave me another 5.
Well, what can I say?
Oh wait, stacks of weakness. Sorry, I'm down to 10, not 5.
Right.
So I have 10 hit points. So I am going to do another Song of Weakness on it because
Okay.
I can, and then I'm going to use a fast action to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here, and then I'm going to do a Word of Comfort on Everest because he's not doing so well.
Hmm.
And of course, my trigger of I glare at the
Well, of course.
thing for his piercing damage.
Should probably just assume this is always on.
Yes,
so.
it is always on. I just have to tell you who is it against, and currently it's against our big guy.
Right. That's true. So Everest takes 7 back.
Yes. So
Okay.
Okay.
I'm assuming that was your turn.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right.
That's all I got, and I 5 weakness to me. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm not really right now doing anything other than running away.
That's wise.
Cause Mama, help!
I'm going, so
Probably gonna reduce it to goo right here and now. So,
I want her to so badly.
Okay.
here's hoping. I am going to use a slow action to be able to reach it.
Okay.
Whoop, and then I'm gonna hit it.
Stroll right up and beat the crap out of it.
But my
Wow, your first attack misses.
Your accuracy is
No?
17.
Wait.
I'm up to
She can use-
17 in
Oh,
accuracy
that's-
right now.
Right.
Oh, that's accuracy.
It
That's
doesn't
not a-
penetrate though. Oh wait, no, it does penetrate because she has +4 penetration on top of that. Because I give her +4. Yikes.
Oh yeah, because of the primal fury. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. 47.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Okay,
was up. 3 more turns, I'd be at 20 accuracy.
Yeah. Good lord, that's right. All right. Yeah, and you like pretty much you saunter up and like swing your mace overhand right into its chest and like kind of exploded in a way, and it's gone, totally
is it?
gone. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's over. As I think Lone Wolf said, for overkill. Yeah, exactly. Hit the big thing. Hit the big thing. Yeah, she definitely did. Definitely did.
I think I am going to find a chair to sit on because, ow!
Indeed.
That was cathartic.
Oh,
I needed that.
Get away from the body. Just let it burn.
That is true. Everest's flameage on it, and you're just gonna pretty much, which it's gonna take a while, by the way. This thing was big.
No.
Yeah, I'm
Is there
gonna
more
just.
than one, or is this it? Did the two become one, or what?
Don't know.
Don't know. Just to be safe, I'm going to start healing people.
I'm
Yes.
gonna.
Is combat round still going? Or is this
No,
out?
no, you're out of it now.
Okay.
Just as an aside, you see Everest snap his fingers, and then you see the corpse of the thing start glowing redder and redder and redder, and then it explodes.
Okay.
Ew.
Was that disintegrate?
That was pyroclasm.
Ah. Okay.
Oh.
Well, you guys are all covered in gobbets of blood rager.
Well, I'm
Flesh and
already
bone and
covered in
goo.
gobbets of blood rager.
More so. More so.
I'm
You have,
just
you have a
happy.
new coat. You have a new coat on. Let's put it that way. So there you go.
Nothing will
that
ruin
did
Mama's
the
mood.
job. That certainly it's like reduced not into constituent parts, but nothing bigger than maybe like a fist.
If it comes back after that, I am going to be put out.
While the healing's going on, I'm just gonna do a careful go around the room. I don't know if you need us to like.
We'll bypass that. Everyone's be able to heal back up to full. That's not a problem.
Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's true. You probably should sweep the rest of the room at some point just to make
Yeah.
sure there's no other beastie
Mhm.
surprises waiting around.
Yes. Which
Yeah.
we do. I just
Yeah, the rest of the room is clear. It seems like Savoy, what you had said, seems accurate. It would appear that the two kind of became one and became this big, massive thing, which is now spread over, most of this part of the,
what
Bam.
kind of creature
Ew.
is this that it can meld into each other and become more than one, or one become two, or two become one?
I've never heard of a creature that can do that.
yeah. None of you, Everest, no one. Mama, you've never heard of anything like this in all your travels.
Which is why it has to be Imix. Imix is the only unknown here. She has abilities that just we don't know.
Is it anything that the Academy could have done to them, Laureate? They were the ones who had the bodies last when they merged. I don't know them like you do.
What would be their goal in doing that, for starters? And they would have
Experimentation.
Discovery?
Yeah,
It
but they
could
would
have
be
been an
using it
accident.
on live people, if assuming that it's whatever this thing is. Because remember, it was a person before. It was a
Yeah. Or it looked like a person before. It has not been determined because that person who knew Everest did not know him afterwards.
well, we
It
didn't
could have
really,
simply taken the shape of a person.
well, we didn't really communicate with him, so I can't really comment on that.
Yeah,
Well,
you never really had a chance to talk to him about anything. That's true.
either way, we cannot say that these creatures, that humans are turning into these creatures. It could be that these creatures are mimicking humans until a certain point. That is the
Well,
one thing you have
regardless,
to put out there.
it has to be Imix. Imix is the only one that can do this. Possibly do this. I don't know of any other. I can't think of anyone having that type of ability.
If she was here, though, wouldn't she have left some kind of calling card? I mean, she seemed pretty proud the one time I met her. Pretty showy.
I don't know.
Is there anything else we need to do here in this lab, or can we leave and go home?
Maybe go home for a bath?
The boy is so done right now.
I am pretty hungry. I could use a snack.
The threat does seem to have been neutralized. I don't know if you guys are going to go let the folks outside know that you've,
Oh,
you think
yeah,
taken
we
care of
are.
it.
I'm going to take one small sample
Okay.
with me just in case.
Okay.
And,
How are you taking that? By the
they've
way?
got. I'm sure this is a lab.
Oh
with
yeah, it's a
two-
fully stocked lab.
So I
yes.
just steal something from there and
Are
pocket
you
it.
taking you're putting it in a beaker or a
yeah,
vial?
or in
or
a
something?
vial, just like a goop of it in the
I
vial.
mean, I just want to make sure you're not wrapping it in a handkerchief. That's all.
No.
Plastic bags.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there's a vial or two.
Yes.
Doggy bag it. Why is this doggy bag soggy and then blood coming from it? No.
I was hungry. Yeah, you were
Ew.
able to not only get a sample but seal it in. Yeah, a vial's fine. I just want to
Is
make
that-
just want to
is
double
that-
check.
Is the door locked, or do we have to knock to get out?
Yeah, they kind of. Well, you guys locked it when you went in. It's
Oh.
lockable from the inside. So.
Okay, unlock it.
Do we still?
Okay.
Are we doing a cursory look around to make sure everything is dead?
That's what Laureate. Somebody said
I
they
believe
were
Mom
doing.
Yeah,
checked
Mom.
the room for us.
You guys swept the
had a
room.
look, yeah.
There was no other sign of any other trouble. She was very thorough.
Yeah.
It's from all evidence you can tell, these two corpses formed into one giganto rager, blood rager, and then that's when the shit hit the fan. So, yeah, there does not seem to be any other threat or potential threat in the area.
Before we open the door, Laureate, do you want to give them your deposition tonight as to what you think all this was, or do you want time to think about it before you write it up?
I'm happy just to tell them straight to their face.
Okay.
There's not much to really say.
All right. Well, then I won't push them off when they ask you questions.
So, what do we say? Naren? Nalen?
Yeah, Naren.
Naren. Yeah. So yeah, Naren, of course, and the others are well, a little taken aback because you guys are even more covered in gobbets of goo and yuck. It's like what's her face? It's like what's her face from Witcher times like 10.
Yeah. I'm
When she came back from that
keeping my
battle.
hands just
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah. Ew.
your problem is taken care of.
Good. Thank you very much. And you're all here. He's kind of 154. Okay, good. So, whew. What happened? What was it? What?
I point to
occurred?
Laureate.
Okay.
And just like,
And so he turns to you, Laureate, and says, "So
it
what-
appears
what
that the
was it?"
creature, as you stated, reanimated. However, it combined itself with the other creature that you had here and formed a larger one of the same type. It seemed to be the body parts were the same. The attacks were very similar. And we have, just to be safe, because don't want this to happen again, we have burnt the corpse alive. So, as you can see what's on us, it's all that's left is this plus goop on the floor, and that's going to be fun to tell the heads up, you know.
Clean up in idle 7.
And I expect that that your staff member who passed away, his family, if he has any, gets something.
Well, yes, it's past the line of duty, so to speak. So they'll be informed and compensated.
Good.
So-
And then finally, any report that you do on whatever's left, I expect the full report.
On whose authority? Laureate.
I
We're not a
expect
member of the Academy.
we're about to go into a council meeting tomorrow, and we need the full report. And I just walk off.
The report will be turned into the nobles and the military order who has requested it. You will go through the channels and get them from them.
Are you going to
Just
mention
walk
to them
off.
that you couldn't handle this problem and you had to call us in your report? That the
That will-
entire academy could not handle this problem and had to call outside workers to help. Just curious. I'm not very familiar with how you work.
Those who have already had experience dealing with these creatures, yes. It was in the middle of the night when we didn't summon everyone because we thought dead bodies normally don't get up and come after people. So we felt it prudent and wise to find the ones who had already had experience dealing with these creatures. It will be so noted if you are so concerned about getting credit for it, madam. Now, if you excuse me, I have a funeral to plan and a lot of other business to attend to. I thank you for your time and your expertise. You are free to go.
I'm already in the caravan, carriage. I'm not even listening to any of this.
Like, you see Everest lean over to Momo. Too bad he didn't lose his head.
Well, not yet. uh,
All right, so everyone's heading off, or?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I try. I don't know if the carriage ride is going to be any topics of conversation or it's
Should
going to be
we
quiet.
So as soon as you all get in, I say, should we head over to the military order just to make sure, or should we just? I'm worried that they won't be prepared for that.
I think
I
that
think if the military order cannot deal with one of these creatures on its own,
Well,
here's the problem with that. The order is already under very tight focus with everyone else. If it comes to light that they cannot contain this thing, or if things go poorly, then it looks even worse on them, and we cannot afford that happening right now.
that is correct, Everest. And Laureate, we came running to the academy because of my deference to you. If this is how they're going to continue to treat us after we do something for them, we are, or I am, going to start ignoring their summons in the future.
I can't believe you were part of them. Gods, what jackasses.
Now, can we please go back to the estate?
I think you misunderstand my concern with the order. The problem is if we don't assist them, and things
at
go
least
poorly,
make sure that they know. We can't just leave them without the correct information.
And I
Fine.
mean,
They may not be prepared for it to come back alive, and that creature is good against like taking out one-on-one. If it gets swamped, we have the advantage. But if it's just been left guarded by a few guards, like it would just slaughter them.
I am concerned too about the fact that it was order members before who turned into these creatures, and hopefully no more did so since they've returned home.
I still think it'll look really bad if we go running off there and have to assist them.
But the problem is
I
if
don't
we
care.
don't, things go even poorly for them, even more poorly, then we're going to have a situation of lawlessness in Adriel, which is even worse.
What if we go there under pretext of reporting on behalf of the academy, since we're not sure they'll actually report to the order, just to let the order know?
That is
You
not
know
a
what?
bad.
That is actually a very good idea.
I'm sure
If
I'll
you
be
are
able to.
so concerned, we can do that as a pretext.
I like pretexts. I mean, yes, let's do that. Then we can go home and eat some dessert, drink some wine,
I think
celebrate.
they may be put out at our look.
I can get an audience with Rhea. She'll be there
Okay.
probably, unless she's fighting it off at that point in time. But we should head over there now.
Boom, boom, boom. Head
All
to
right.
the military order.
Good thing it's right nearby because it's in the same celestial plateau.
Oh,
So
might as well. we're gonna get there and they're gonna be fighting. It's gonna be awesome.
I know. I'm so excited.
Hey,
All right.
I'm healed again, so I'm not like about to fall over. So
I want to smash more things.
let's try this again.
All right. You come up to the big block building that is the Military Order of Adriel, and you're talking to like the guards in the front, basically.
Yeah, literally, we just walk out covered in blood and guts.
Goo.
Like it's all stuck in our clothes, and I just say immediately, "This is an emergency. I need to speak to Admiral Rhea immediately."
And who's asking for her?
Laureate. The creatures that were brought in, they reanimated themselves in the academy. I need to know if this one's been contained.
Okay. Well, go. Wait here. So he goes running off, and a few minutes later, Rhea comes out herself. I heard you were at the gates at this hour. What's up?
Where's the creature?
Immolated. Did you have the same problem at the academy that we had?
I just sort of gesture to myself and then gesture to Mama.
Was anyone injured? Did they need healing?
There was someone who was injured but not killed. They've been taken care of by our own people. Thank you. How was it at the academy? And exactly what happened at the academy?
It was great.
Well,
So great.
one academy scientist was killed.
Okay.
As they were beginning the autopsy. We went in there and took it out, or I should say took it out, as both of them seem to have revived somehow and combined into one larger one. Even bigger than before, but it still had the same form as it did before, just larger.
Okay, ours did not. It just started to come back to life, but we were more than ready for it, and it was destroyed.
Right.
I appreciate you swinging by. I'm glad to see that you guys came out of that in one piece.
I think in the future, if we run into these things, fire should be immediately used upon them.
And lots of it. Yep. We'll have to do some reconfiguring of the well, once I figure out how they're inside the order itself, we'll have to reconfigure the squads that go out in case these things are not just in the order but in the city.
Yes.
There's no guarantee that they're not infiltrating that way too.
And all I say is, I warned you of this, and I just walk off. Walk back to the carriage. Not even saying like goodbye or anything like that to her.
You see, Everest lean over to Mama. Is it just me, or is she getting more and more testy as the days go by?
Maybe she needs more wine. Let's go back to the mansion and take care of that. I'm pretty sure Savoy needs some.
Admiral Rhea, thank you for coming out to see us. What Laureate meant is she thinks this is all of Ixis's fault, which it may in fact be. And if it is, we get to tell her she is right. In the meantime, I am trying to use some sense of caution and prudence, especially since we have to go talk to the council tomorrow.
Well, at this point it's early today, but I'd advise you to rein in your companion. Don't. I'm already out on a limb working with you civilians in official order business, and we don't go for vigilantism as much as she thinks she's able to do that. So she's going to have to watch herself. And if you're not careful, you're going to go down with her. I can only do so much. You're supposed to be upholding the law here in Adriel. I cannot have, no matter how well-intentioned their actions are, I cannot have people running around taking the law into their own hands.
Admiral Rhea, you are preaching to the choir.
Then I hope the choir is listening to the message and taking it to heart.
I'm going to go home and take a bath before I have to go talk to the council.
I will see you there. And again, thank you for all your efforts this evening. They are appreciated, even if at times it seems they are not. by other parties.
Oh, like to the academy for sure. And then I go and get in my carriage. And I'm just like, I'm done. We're going back to the estate. I don't care what anybody else says or does or what explodes. We're going to the estate.
Okay.
Yay!
And as you pull up, there's another runner. No, I'm kidding.
I will punch them. I will punch them out.
The carriage is on fire. We're still going.
I know, I'm done.
No, there is no one there. The guards let you in. It's all quiet. Finally, this is by the time this is all said and done, it's like easily 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So I had to needle you on that one a little bit. Okay. And the servants are quite taken aback at your condition, even more so when you come back. Like, well, we'll be burning these clothes,
Yes, you will.
lady. I mean, they're completely useless. Baths for everyone. I take it. Let's
I don't
yes.
do anything. I don't let I don't let the servants touch me, and I just go straight to the dining hall and just sit down.
Well, they're
and-
not going to touch you. I
Yeah.
kind of look at Savoy like.
Just push past them.
Well, Everest goes over to his like if he has a specific servant that usually attends him,
More or less, yeah.
walks over to that specific servant, drapes his arm around him, and says, "Look, if you could manage to get all the blood out of this particular garment, that would be most appreciated. I'm getting really tired of having to get new ones made and wait and get them redone. You could manage to get out of the leather, that would be very much appreciated."
We'll do our best, sir.
Gives him a good pat on the back and makes sure
Oh.
he gets all the nice
Yeah.
Just
matter.
remember, you're going to be wearing court gear tomorrow, or a version thereof. As for Laureate, just make sure she has the pattern you used before. Mama's not going to be a problem. She'll just dress in whatever is provided to her.
Pay time.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna take off my my main jacket.
And your headset.
And my headset, and I'll still have my the shirt underneath it or whatever, simple cotton, and I'm just gonna go sit in the dining hall with Laureate and grab some wine, and I assume that the servants are already bringing out some kind of food since I'm home.
Mm-hmm. They know how you operate. Exactly. All
But
right.
I'm gonna join Laureate.
Okay, that's 2 in the dining hall and 2 still in the courtyard, as far as I know.
Oh, I'm headed to my suite.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All right.
not going to have a conversation with anybody right now until I can get my temper under control, because things are going to be said that will be unfortunate otherwise.
All right. So, Everest, you are left alone in the courtyard, unless you were heading somewhere else.
He would head to the dining hall, but on the way, actually, he would, I think, meander with Mama briefly on her way to the dining hall, and then meander back to his room so he can get out of this garment so that they can attempt to get it back into a proper working order.
All right.
On the way, he would say to Mama, "So I had a question. Now your ship is named the Cupcake.
Yes.
Now you have a mace.
Yes.
Why is it that your mace does not have a cupcake head on it?"
Well, the simple reason is that the mace is not called the cupcake. The mace is called Sprinkles.
Yes, but then you could make a cupcake mace head with sprinkles on it, and it would look so much better, and also it would match the whole theme.
I'm just gonna kind of take out my mace and kind of twirl it around once, but it's really well balanced right now, and when I smash things, it just has the right crunching motion going. So, but I'll think about it. Maybe some decorative metal work might not be a bad idea here.
Glad you give it some thought.
I can do that.
Okay. All right. So, if I remember correctly, Savoy is going to her suite to clean up, and the rest of you are going to the dining hall.
Well,
correct?
Everest
Oh no,
is
you
on-
were going to go and change as well,
Yeah,
basically. so you
he
could get
was
your
on the way to the dining hall and then went veered off back to his
Okay.
room.
right. Okay. All right. So we'll go with Malma and Laureate first, unless I don't know if there's any conversation that's happening there, or if you're just going to both sit there and Malma's going to eat while Laureate's going to glower. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if Malma doesn't do anything, you actually watch Laureate pull out a notebook and pen, and she pulls out an object and puts it on the table, and she starts sketching furiously and drawing and writing.
Oh, you mean it's not a list of people she wants to kill?
No.
That's already been made.
I'm gonna
Good to know.
kind of watch her go for a bit and start eating and drinking and noticing that maybe I don't smell the best. And then
Doesn't take the edge off your appetite, though, obviously. So,
no, I've had a great night. And then I'll ask her. So, what you working on there? What's that?
First thing, I think you would notice the device that I've got on the table. It's if you remember during the Skyworm incident, we had a little tracking device to find the heart crystal. It's currently heavily damaged, and Laureate's basically like picking it apart and writing up how to fix it. She's got plans for it.
Then I would change my question. So, are you thinking we can use that device to find the beast, maybe, or find some other type of magical energy, or?
Just need some time to think. Do you mind?
Yeah, no, I can let you think. Listen, Laureate. I don't want to stop you from thinking. But do you remember how we talked beforehand in this very fine dining hall? I know things have been rough for you lately. Your temper certainly shows it. If you're in any trouble that I can help you with, you let me know. If you need to get out of town, you let me know. And also, I don't know how you view all of us. And I like to think that what you said before is true. But I think that tomorrow's committee meeting might be of importance mostly to Savoy. And I think that the Veneer family would take a hit from you losing your temper and hurling insults at all of the committee members. And I'm hoping that you'll keep that in mind tomorrow, because Savoy has been more than kind to us, and she stepped up more than once to protect us.
This is a weird thing that happens. Laureate just stares at you. Do an insight check for me. I just want to see if you notice it.
God, check.
Yeah.
It's really good food.
Is that a pass? No.
We've had good chats before. We're like buddies,
Yeah.
though. Come on, buddy me up, buddy.
She just like stares at you for a little bit and then just says, "I'll see you tomorrow. You can go to bed. You don't have to stay up and talk to me."
No, I know I don't. I'll keep you company for a little bit, though, but you can go on doing your thinking. I know you like to do that. And then I'll just sit there and keep eating and drinking. And then the last thing I'll say, I'll stay for quite a bit because I'm quite hungry and excited, is I'll say, just please remember that tomorrow it's not you that you'll hurt when you speak up. And I doubt that your words will help many people if you lose your temper. That's it. I'll just keep eating and drinking.
Yeah, she doesn't really respond to that. She's stopped the sketching because I think doesn't take long for her to figure out the device. She's already studied it a bit, and she's starting to write down stuff.
specifications, probably.
Not really specifications. It's I mean, like if Mal wants to try and read what's been written, I mean, like try and get a little bit. It's it's just things until you have a look.
Mom, are you going to try to take a look or leave her be?
No, I'll leave her be.
Okay.
I have no reason to. I doubt I'd be able to decipher what she's trying to do, anyways. And I have no reason to doubt her honesty. I have every reason to doubt her ability to keep her temper under control.
Fair, tough but fair. Exactly. All right. All right. We're going to, unless there's any other conversation happening there, we're going to go to someone else. I think we'll go to Savoy next.
Savoy's not doing anything new. She's basically gonna get cleaned up and go to bed because she has to like be on her best to deal with council members and bullshit tomorrow.
Okay. However, there's a knock as you're prepping. There's a knock at the door.
Oh, she does not say what I first think because it's probably her sister. She opens the door and looks.
Well, yes, it is.
Okay.
This would have been like maybe 3 or 4 minutes after you got back, because obviously your sister was apparently waiting for you to return. So you're all not all of that clean. I mean, you probably got the clothes off and everything, and like
just
shift something, but it's like still, it's been an evening. And she's like, "Oh, what happened?"
Do you mind if I bathe while we have a conversation?
Of course not. Go here. She
Short
slips
version?
inside, closes the door. Ugh.
Short version: one monster became 2 monster cockroaches became 1, and we killed it, but it hurt. Then we went by that was at the academy, and then wait, do you want to know everything tonight?
Well, yeah, especially if it impacts the meeting tomorrow. Since
it does.
Mm-hmm.
Play Makia basically insisted I come talk to her. We have to speak in front of the council tomorrow about what we saw.
Yes, I received the same summons, so we'll
then,
be there in force, so to speak.
Yeah, well, and then Kendrick Maddox requested us, and we talked with him about what we saw, and the next time he should not step up, and he is not the spry young man that he once was. And also, what?
Did he say anything about the council meeting tomorrow? Since he'll undoubtedly be there.
He will be there, and he is concerned that something's going to happen with the order, which will destabilize the power base, which I agree. Also, he and I talked about getting mercenaries to come in and deal with the chaser. We've got a plan. Ish.
I'm sorry, hire mercenaries to deal with the chaser situation?
Part of it. But that I don't exactly know what's going to happen there. But we're not going to go in there alone to deal with it.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I should say to deal with one of them.
Well, from what I've heard, you deal with one of them, you deal with all of them. So
well,
I'm not quite sure how you figured this is going to go down.
I don't know. But one particular one is very cranky, and he is threatening families, and I'm just not going to have it.
So he's threatened our family.
Oh yes, I told you he was threatening to poison the food and the water.
Right. The whole thing at the inn, etc., yes, etc. Yeah.
To point out that they also often deal with with warehouses and possibly burn warehouses down. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. And well, we haven't come under attack in that way yet.
Yes.
So.
But he does tend to escalate. So maybe if we take him out, someone else will take with different motivations and focuses will come in.
Yes, or they may double down on all of us and you.
Well, we'll find out one way or the other.
Realize you're risking dragging us into open war between the Order and the Chasers of the city. It's a position we can really ill afford to be in.
Or we could just fly away on Mama's ship and let the city take care of itself.
Well, your family has vested interests here, and as such, you do as well. It's
I
a little bit
understand.
more. It's a little bit more complicated for me and the people who rely on us to provide them a living. We can't just flit away when we want to.
I understand. Okay, and then we went to the dry dock to meet one of Laureate's contacts, and then we came home, and then the Academy came back and said there was a problem, and that's where the monsters came in. And then we
Okay.
stopped by the Order to make sure that they didn't also get attacked, which apparently they did, but they took care of it.
Busy night.
Yes.
Laureate, you said met her contacts. What was that about?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm incredibly tired right now. There are a lot of moving pieces, very short on patience, and since you are my sister and the head of this household, that is why I opened the door.
That's understood. So get cleaned up, get some rest, and put on your best face for tomorrow.
Exactly, and I will be smiling, gracious, and patient.
Good. All right. All right. Well, it was mostly concern, but not just for the situation, but for you. You've been.
Well, that's one of the things I was thinking about. Why we should just fly away with Mama after we deal with the immediate problems. Is it gets us out of the city, but the immediate problems are.
A break might not be a bad idea.
Yes. And that might take the focus off our family as well. That's the other reason I'm thinking that I should possibly. We have a job to do, which probably is nigh impossible, but it'll get me out of the city for a while. And no, you don't really want to know.
I probably don't. It's true. Although, if it's something you're going to risk your life in, or for these others,
leaving the estate because of the chasers.
Fair point. Yeah. All right. Do you want a personal retinue? I can beef up the guard situation.
I would rather that you put the focus around the estate and the warehouses and the business. Right now, everybody knows that I'm with my little retinue, our strays that I have brought in.
Okay.
Right now, honestly, they are very good at what they do. They all have their quirks, but they are all very good at what they do.
One is basically eating me out of house and home. The other one is sulking in the dining hall right now.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that tomorrow she's going to put her academic face on and be able to speak forthrightly and calmly about the situation, what she knows. And
well, we'll see.
But right now, I don't think I could have. I would not have come off very well to talk to her.
Well, hopefully someone will.
I saw Mama walking off with her.
Straighten her.
Actually very good.
Kind of arches an eyebrow at that, Malma?
No, she's
the voice of reason.
She is a ship's captain who takes care of her crew, and at this point, she considers all of us crew.
It's the same ship's captain who lost her ship upon arrival at Adriel and had to let her crew go to make their own living in the city. That captain?
Yeah, she contacted them back as soon as she got this
which was done at a very high favor, and now she owes. Makia. There's never.
Makia. I am now currently at her beck and call.
Yes, so two of you are at Makia's beck and call. It's quid pro quo. You know how this works.
Yes, I do know how it works. This is also why I'm thinking that maybe Mala and I and Laureate and Everest should run off after we deal with the most immediate problems.
Perhaps. I've already increased the guards and the estate and our holdings here.
I think there are plans afoot. I do not know what Lady Makia is going to do about the order. If she benefits from their destabilization and lack of reputation, then she will push for them to either be disbanded or whatever it is that she wants to do. However, Kendrick Maddock will be there, probably speaking on the other half. So
keep in mind, Kendrick is a merchant, not a noble.
I know.
We have status, but it is still below the noble, so we have to be careful how we proceed.
Yes, I'm aware he wants to get on the council. This may be a move on his side too.
Keep in mind, he will put his own interests, for all the talk he says of helping Adriel, he is still advancing his own interests here. I can't see Makia wishing the order to be disbanded. Certainly an investigation, an outside investigation, will probably need to be held to get to the bottom of this infiltration or whatever it is. It's all around the city now, and the order cannot help.
Not going to assign that to us. Oh, that would
No, I'm worried you're going to get tired with the brush by working with them.
With the order?
Yes.
Well, the first time I publicly was with them, I got arrested by them, so, maybe they won't think I'm working with them.
We shall see.
We'll see. We're trying to, I will have to remind people that we are the heroes of Galspar at some point. That is the ace in the hole that I have held in my pocket that we have not cashed in yet.
Well, just be careful when you show that card, because the consequences, we just don't know what the consequences are.
We don't know the consequences of what happens if we walk outside this state.
Well, yes, you could say every day unknowns and knowns and et cetera, et cetera. I'm just trying to look out for your sister. We've gotten entangled in a lot of things in the city in short order after this ill-fated trip by Maddox, by the way.
I understand.
And he is a merchant, but he's also a social climber. Don't think for a moment that he wouldn't theoretically sacrifice all of you if it satisfied his own ends. I know you think you have a good working relationship with him, and maybe you do right now. But do not forget who he is. Never forget who he is. That's all the advice I have about him. And I deal with him fairly regularly. Doesn't mean I trust him.
There are actually very few I trust.
That is wise.
I think most of them are double dealing.
Now, welcome to Adriel. It's not double dealing, they're just out for themselves. What can I get out of the situation?
Selfish dealing? Self-centered dealing?
I mean, that is the core of being a merchant, selling something to make a profit on it, is it not?
It's true. It's amazing how much people will pay for things that they actually want.
Exactly.
You did get paid for that furniture, right?
Oh, Makia was very prompt.
Okay, good.
She understands the value of business. It wasn't our fault that the order people turned into those things.
Again, we can't be certain they were people. They might have been some sort of simulacrum dressed in.
That's far beyond my canon. I have no desire to speak of that any further before sleeping tonight. My dreams have already been troubled enough.
Okay. Well,
get some rest. I won't
home. I am
any longer.
safe for the moment, thanks to my retinue, and hopefully I will continue to be so.
They do seem to be loyal in their own way.
They all have such good things about them. I enjoy being around them most of the time. Even ever.
She actually does chuckle at that, like, as do I, most of the time. But then again, it is your wardrobe that Mama is going through like a whirlwind, not mine.
Well,
so.
Fortunately, it was all the last couple of seasons I was too lazy to do anything with.
Thank goodness, because it would be far too pricey to try to keep her in clothing of that station.
Well, what's going to happen is we're just going to start rotating it, whatever's not destroyed.
Thank you. That is the problem with half of it comes back and it is unsuitable for anything even rags, like tonight, for example. We're
Well,
going to
that
have to
wasn't
destroy
our-
that.
That really wasn't our fault. Actually, that was Everest's fault, blowing up the. Like I said,
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right, sleep. I will see you later this morning.
good night.
Good night, sister. Anyone else have anything else they need to do before the evening will pass?
Yes. First things first, John. How easy it is to repair the tracking device?
Let's see. What are your skills in that area?
I mean, like if I can't do it right now, then like at least have a guide I could write for someone else to be able to quickly repair it on short notice.
Okay, so here's the thing. Given your ability and knowledge of hearth crystals, it would probably take you like an hour or two in your lab. You can't do it here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But you figure it's relatively simple to set up the same thing that Hob gave you. It would take you, like I said, 2 to 3 hours-ish. You have to calibrate the crystals, make sure it's working properly, fix the housing. In your lab, not a problem. It's like less than an afternoon's work.
Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping would be. So, after about hour and a half, 2 hours, so this is probably, 3 a.m. in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. Savoy, I knock on Savoy's door and see if she answers it. Does she maybe like fast asleep?
Probably she will probably shoot awake and like have a dagger out and be like, "What's on fire? Who do I have to kill?"
Okay,
right.
hold on, hang on. It depends how loud are you knocking on her door? Is it like a light tap, or you're going to be like
just a standard
about it?
Not like a light, just a standard knock. Nothing to like really echo throughout the entire corridor or anything like that, but just enough because I've seen her room at least, so I know the general.
Oh yeah, you know where it is. Savoy, make me a focus check to see if you are asleep by this time, and it's been a long day. Make me a focus check to see if it actually does rouse you. You can do it at -2 because you are still a little jumpy.
All right, let's see.
But it's been a long
focus
day.
No, I am even at a -2. I am still asleep.
All right.
Well,
I tell you what, if you feel that you'd still be jumping enough where a knock on your door would wake you up, I'll allow it to happen. That's fine.
Okay, but I probably won't be quite as vigorous.
No, that's for sure.
I still will have a dagger in hand though at this point, and I'd be like, what?
That's what you hear on the other side of the door.
It's Laureate. Would you be able to come down to the dining hall when you're ready?
What time is it? What?
I'll just walk off. You probably hear the footsteps of me going through the corridor as I leave.
I'm waiting for the response from Savoy going, I'm gonna stab her.
I am thinking about stabbing her.
Take the knife. Gonna go to the hall. I'll get away with it. It'll be self-defense. She'll never see it coming.
I said nice things about her earlier. I grabbed my robe.
Regret.
Put the dagger down because I'm like, I will stab her.
After a longing look at it, you sure don't want to tuck that into your belt?
No, I'm not going to stab. Oh, no. There are weapons on the wall. I can use weapons on the wall. I get attacked in my own house.
Mostly decorative, but whatever.
Bludgeoning works.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so do I figure out what time it is?
Yes, it's. I'm going to say there's like water clocks. We're going to make this simple. So yeah, it's like 3 in the morning. Just dropped off.
And come out. Well, it's probably actually enough that I'm now awake. And I'm just kind of like, okay, let's see what her plan is, because I'm sure that's what this is. It's probably a bad plan, but let's see what her plan is. And I come to the dining room.
All right, so I'm going to Like, as you see me, I'm still covered in all the goop and stuff. I haven't actually changed at all.
I'm kind of drying and cracking on you.
You notice
but
on
yes.
the table, I've got a whole series of paper with notes written on it, and you see some diagrams. And I'm gonna hand you the main note. And I'm gonna make this a fun little thing for you to read. You can read it out loud, or you can just read it in private and then respond to it.
Okay.
So your
Where are you
handout.
gonna put it?
I'm gonna put it in your journal.
Oh, my journal. Okay. Let me find that. My journal.
All right, hold on. It'll be there in a sec.
Does the GM get to look at this?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah. You have access to it automatically because you're GM.
Ow! All right.
Yes.
Let's see. Ah!
Okay,
So it's
hold
gonna
on.
be in
I'm
the...
just gonna pop it all in there.
Ah!
It's probably really badly worded because I feel like if she's frantically doing it overnight, do you see it?
Yes. Okay.
You can read it out,
Okay.
or you can read it privately, and then it's
All right.
just remember. I know your editors and stuff. You'll probably hate how quickly and terribly written it is, but
All right. She grabs a piece
Sensitive.
of paper and she's just like. She starts reading it silently and then she begins to read it aloud
yeah.
for our audience.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is to find and stop Grinder. Hopefully the chasers too. And
That's Imix. Is that right, Imix?
it's Ixis.
Oh, it's Ix. I keep doing that. Sorry, Ixis.
It's okay.
So all of them
And
are
I
Ixis. I keep doing Imix.
It's.
I'll
Do you
edit
mean
that.
Ixis?
Yeah, Ixis. Ixis.
Okay.
I keep doing Imix.
It would be Ixis.
It's
It would
a
be Ixis.
stupid
Yeah, it would.
thing from another video game that's like stuck in my head, and I can
Okay.
keep doing it. So if you see Imix, it's Ixis.
Yeah.
I'm so
We
sorry.
need to find a way to get them together at a location. The problem is Grinder has various bases around Gelspar. So we need to find a way to entice them to stay together. Since we can't really trust or use very many people outside this room, we will use science to track them. We will use Gelspar Crystal. Here's the plan. We need to deceive the chasers and possibly anyone who is in contact with them in the council circles. To do this, we need to make it look like we're giving into political pressures. This would cause a fracture in our group, and we will publicly disband. She makes a face at that. We will do this. To do this, we have to act out arguments in public, both tonight and during the council meeting. I will play the role of blaming 100% of everything that's happened during the gala on the chasers and Ixis, while you disagree and contend that there is no proof at all, and that the chasers and Ixis were involved. I kind of glance at her. I'm like, well, we're not going to have to fight that hard about that, but all right. After this, you will set up a meeting with the chasers to hand over Everest, make it public at the border point with Gelspar. You'll have to make this look official. Everest will probably have to be tied up. Oh. If they question you on the sudden change to hand him over, you can use some very credible excuses. Protecting my family's business, political pressure would be good options as an example. For Mama, you will also have to explain that all you wanted was okay. For Mama, all she will have to do is explain that she wanted her airship and she was out of there. The problem is knowing the chasers, this won't be enough to persuade them. Because of this, an event will happen. I will arrive at the scene and try to stop both of you from handing Everest over. We will argue and I will attack you both. Oh, Mama's not going to like that. You will both defend yourself to the point of knocking me out. This will be a real fight. So if I'm on the ground bleeding and knocked out, so be it. It will help with the facade. At this point, you will offer me up to them as an added bonus to prove it. Oh, are you... to prove it. Use it as extra bargaining chip to get the chasers to stay off your family and their business for the foreseeable future. This will not be enough of an incentive to take me alive. this will still not be enough of an incentive to take me alive. The chasers may want you to just kill me then and there. This is where you will reveal a bag that I was carrying on me, containing an old Gelspar hearth crystal. Mama, you will need to say something along the lines of how I was attempting to obtain this crystal from Maddox. Ugh, I'm not sure Mama's going to like that either. And while having it will allow her to do something that will give her political power or clout at the academy. Again, Mama's probably not going to like that. That this will give them access to something extremely valuable. If they still don't believe you, as a last resort, say it will give safe access to Silverglades. Okay, that's interesting. The goal here is that they need to take me alive, along with the Gelspar crystal and Everest, to where they are hiding out. I will then attempt to persuade them to let me use the crystal, which will then allow you to get to our location. I will do everything in my power while there to keep Everest alive. At worst, Everest and I will probably die, but the chasers will be off your back. At best, we catch them, and Grinder, and the chasers, and Ixis are dealt with.
So I just merely go, so this tracking device, I need to repair it before we do, if we do this. And it also, there are a few people we're going to probably have to bring into this plan if we're going to do this. Maddox will need to know. Another problem is, well, when I am captured with Everest, you're going to need another arcane user to be able to track us using the crystal, as they need to infuse their arcane energy into the crystal to help it align and direct correctly. The only person that I can think of that may have nothing to do with this is actually Maddox's daughter, Piper. I know, I've heard stories that she has arcane abilities.
Okay.
So what do you think?
So, I think neither Everest nor Mama's going to like this plan at all. I think there are the bones of a very good plan here, though. And I think I'm going to have to think about it a little bit longer.
We have to decide now if we're going to make this work. Do you want to ask Malma
Gloria,
and Everest?
We do have some time, but there will be consequences. If we succeed in this, the consequences will still be that the chasers will come after my family and our warehouses.
The chasers will be in complete disarray with their leader gone. They will be fractured. Their loyalty to Grinder is through his power. If you can take him out, it'll weaken them a lot, which should allow the council to kind of push in and hopefully take back Gelspar.
You're making the assumption that that Grinder is the only leader around.
He is, at least unless someone challenges him.
I don't know if that is correct.
This is the only thing I can think of that would work.
Is there any way that you can get two of those crystals? One to put on Everest as well? Because
No,
most likely they're going to split you up.
No, the main crystal has to stay together. This device will take a little shard of that crystal and allow it to be used to track it. I don't know.
Why don't we just give it to Everest and you be the arcane person who activates it?
Well, Everest, I don't want to leave. I don't want him to go in there alone.
I think that's his choice.
The problem is that he won't be able to persuade them as well as I would.
Because I think you do him a disservice.
If he comes with a crystal and speaks about how he got onto it, how he got it, he won't be able to sell it. Grinder will easily read it.
Okay.
Whereas my public past, Grinder knows about it. He would be interested, especially with the amount of he probably liked the idea of gaining more power, and you need someone
Laureate.
with knowledge
Laureate.
to sell it,
Laureate,
not an outsider.
you are coloring your past with this plan. You're taking unnecessary chances.
I
And
am
you-
willing to
I-
take
I-
this
You
gamble.
have the bones of a very good plan here, but you are making it unnecessarily complicated. And I think you should talk to Everest himself about this. I think if we're going to do this, we just do it with Everest and you be our arcanist. He
It's
can
not gonna
talk his
work.
way through.
It's
He
not
can
gonna
do
work.
it.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it, and I don't want him to go in there alone.
He won't be in there alone.
I flat out refuse to let him go alone if we go with this plan.
So what?
This is my requirement if we do this.
Well, I thought what we were going to do was get the men from Maddox, have the meeting place with Grinder there, and then take him there, and nobody was actually going to be captured.
Grinder won't be there. He'll send someone else. And if he does get there, he can easily get away. He'll have men in reserve ready and waiting. And it still won't solve the problem with Ixis.
Point.
And we
I
don't.
think we need
And
to deal
if
with
we can,
one problem at a time.
this is a plan that solves all problems. It's risky. I'm very, very willing to take it. Grinder needs to be stopped before my family
I think
is
you're
taken out.
putting too much risk in there, and I think this is a conversation that needs to happen with Mama and Everest here. However,
I'll go wake them up, and so I just walk out.
no, Laurie, no, I'm going to grab you from behind and like, no, Laureate,
They should be able to.
Laureate, we have a council meeting in 4 hours. Okay, 5 hours. A council meeting that you have to speak in front of nobles.
I know.
What you say will make an effect on the nobles and what happens to the order.
It'll probably be the end of any chance of me being able to do anything with the council and the academy. I'm willing to take that. This protects you as well, you and Malma. And if we
can't do this before the council meeting. What I'm saying is you need to stop, get cleaned up, get some rest, and be able to speak coherently and academically and emotionlessly in front of these nobles. If you don't do that, we're done.
And what do you think they're going to do? They're going to do nothing. That's how the council works. They wipe their hands of it, blame someone else, someone gets replaced, and that's it. They didn't give a damn about Gelspa.
If they fail at their job, we can't. And you.
No, but the problem is that if they do nothing, then what happens next? Grinder is just going to keep attacking our family.
Most likely, what they're going to do is they're going to call for an outside investigation.
They won't do
on the
anything.
order.
I can tell you right now. How about
we
you
get
haven't
through the
dealt
next
with a
day?
council like I have. I know how they work.
The Noble Council.
Yes.
Yes, the ones who the academy who allowed you to be blamed.
10 years ago, I had to deal with them,
over.
and
Right.
they swept everything under the rug and replaced a few people.
Look,
That's how they work.
I would like to get through tomorrow first, and then have this conversation with Everest and Mama.
I want to let them have an input as well into this plan. We are a
Yes.
group, yes, so we should decide this
Yes.
as a group. That's why I'm putting forward
Yes.
this plan to you first, so you
After
just want
the
to get my
council.
initial... No, it has...
After
The way
council.
that this works is that it has to be done now. Right now.
Okay, so it would not.
There's a
be
good chance
in-
that Grinder has people watching this place, so we need to sell it immediately from now.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's going to be no problem. You and I disagreeing on points in front of the council, but we have to do it in a proper way. These are people who are style over substance. You know that. So you and I can be quietly angry at each other in front of the Noble Council, because I don't think that's going to be hard to do at this point. And then, after we give our deposition, when we leave and angrily get into the carriage and leave, then we can have this conversation with Mama and Everest and allow them to make some choices, because you are making the choices for all of us.
Well, that's the point of this plan, is that we need to
You're
be
doing
able
all
to
of us
sell
a
it
disservice.
well enough. And
The only
I
people
think
that
the
right
longer
now
that we
have to
wait,
be
it's
mad at
not going
each
to
other
work.
Are you and me. And like I said, that's not going to be a hard sell.
So what happens if the council do nothing? What will we do? What's going to happen?
They're not going to do anything immediately. They're going
And
to
so
they're
what
gonna
happens
take our
then?
deposition, and then they're
The
going to
chasers will
explain-
go straight for us, and
The
my
chas-
family
if the
will probably
chasers
be
come
dead.
after us tomorrow, right after the council meeting, I will turn around, tell you you are right, and make sure my family gives you something. I
Well,
don't know what.
This plan
but-
won't work then, and we're going to have to try and find a needle in a haystack in Gelspa. There's no other way.
No, it's not. You don't understand. We have time.
The thing
With
is, we
Grindr,
don't
we
have time. You don't
Tomorrow-
understand. Grinder has already attacked my family, and they're going to. It's the longer this goes on, the higher chance there is that the next day I'm going to wake up and one of them is dead, and I can't accept that. It has to be
So in
done
the
now.
meantime, you're going to put all of us in danger in a plan that you are not going to actually.
The only
give us
people that will be in
what's safe.
danger will be myself and Everest. Even if we succeed or fail.
No, you know what? I'm not going to have this conversation with you now. Good night, Laureate. Thank you for this plan. If you choose not to come to the council meeting tomorrow, that is your choice. But I am not going to have this discussion. I'm not going to be forced into it without Mama and Everest there. And I'm not going to let you bully me into it because you feel guilty about what happened. So good night. She turns around, she walks off with the paper.
All right. Laureate is going to leave the residence and head to her place.
Okay. Let's see. For the morning. You reach the inn unmolested.
Surprisingly untouched. All right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. There, I will change and repair the device, the tracking device.
Okay, let's see here. That's going to be a knowledge roll. Due to your stress and lack of sleep, it's going to be a knowledge roll at +3. You're not really at your best.
Do I get, because it's a heart crystal related thing, do I get advantage?
You do get an advantage,
Okay.
that's correct. So it shouldn't be that much of a problem, but
Yeah.
one never knows. Yep.
Bam, a 9, that succeeds. And a 2,
Yeah, you're all
that
good.
succeeds.
Yeah, okay. You also take the crit on that one. Yeah, so, okay, yeah, it takes you, well, with the critical, is going to cut the time down. It takes you about like 90 minutes to actually make it working where you're confident it's going to be solid and everything's going to be all good. So, yeah. Yes, now it is, let's see, your area is not that close to the merchants, so it probably take about a half hour to walk there. 2 hours. Now it is going on 5, I would say 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, so I basically try and get as much sleep as I can before, or just, even if it's like a power nap, I'll take it.
Yeah, you'll
and change
let's
and all
see.
that.
The meeting's supposed to be at 9 in the morning, so you could get like a couple hours at least. So you can get
Yeah.
something done. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, because the inn was all shut down for the night. It was all. So you were able to get in without anyone.
I feel I
you know.
kind of get relaxed a bit because I'm back in my lab. It's
Yeah,
been so
yeah.
long.
Once you kind of fall into the swing
Oh
of things,
my
but you're
God.
still like grumble, mutter,
Yeah,
mutter.
I'm still annoyed, but really, really annoyed.
Yes. Indeed. All right. Let's see. So, okay, it sounds like yeah, finally you lay your head down and you're thinking, oh, I am still thinking, I'm probably not going to be able to, yeah, and you're kind of out like a light. The only question is, how are you going to wake yourself up? Since no one knows you're back at the inn.
Oh no, the innkeeper will probably be. She would probably
Are you
still be
leaving a
there.
note for someone to let them know that you're actually here?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
on the
Hey,
table,
get
they can wake me up.
Here.
Yeah, wake me up. I'm back in my place. Wake me up.
Okay.
At 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So, all right. The morning comes for most of you far too early. far too quickly, but it does arrive. So the first thing, Savoy, that you are made aware of is that Laureate does not seem to be in her room.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you ask any questions, or you're just like,
Nope,
nah?
not a damn thing. I basically am dressing very, very nicely for war. And I'm going to, as soon as we get into the dining hall together, I will hand the note to one of
Everest
you.
and which one? Everest,
Yeah,
Malma.
I'll
put on the table.
I'll give you guys access to it. I may as well just do it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
basically say like, Mama, Everest, both of you need to read this.
Right before he does that, John, as a player, how did it go with getting all of the blood out of his clothing? How did that go?
That leather jerkin of yours was suede, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, not well, not too well.
You know what my servants would have done? They probably would have modeled it to make it brown and red.
You see, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's almost like they would have recolored the damn thing to match what it looks like.
Re-dyed it and let
They
it
would have
dry
been
out.
kind of modeled, so if it got blood on it again, it would be fine.
Yeah.
So
they fixed it.
How to get blood out of things.
It's true. Well, yeah, that was a lot. I mean, that's not just a spill. I cut my hand or I cut myself shaving. That was a lot. However, they did fix it, yes. And what she said is probably right. It's more like a modeled, but it looks like it's meant to be that way. And again, for future bloodstains, it won't be quite as noticeable.
Yep.
Also, during the night previous, he would have been mulling over, I think, the whole... because we didn't go over anything he would have done in that period. He would have mulled over the thought process of Lady Makia and everything, leaving the like the large gathering for with those bone creatures and everything. And
so you're trying to do like a timeline, because it's true. You were the one who had the most magical interaction with them.
He's
both stages.
He's trying to piece together why things weren't working the way they were.
Right, and to be fair, I mean, Everest. Okay, well, yeah, we can kind of rewind a little bit if you're like in your room and kind of muddling through it or puzzling it out.
Yeah, he'd be in a towel, essentially, like because they would have been like reworking his jerkin and everything. So he'd be
have like a robe to wear. It's fine.
Yeah.
They have in-room clothes to wear, exactly. And you haven't run into any real like anti-magic zones or a time when your magic just didn't work. That's a very rare thing. You're aware of that. Most mages in this world are aware that that's a very, very rare thing, that magic just. So it's like, and I mean, you puzzle it over for as long as you want, but you don't really have any, other than, as you said, when you recalled that it seemed that when Makia, and or the other thing is that Laureate's rather fixated theory that Ixis is responsible for it. It's possible they left relatively within the same time frame, so it's hard to tell. But the more you think about it, the more you're wondering if one or the other had something to do with it.
I think
which seems on its surface kind of like, but
yeah, I think he'd be puzzling over that for the not most of the night, but until he would decide to go to bed. And then
yeah, the bad part is you have no way of like trying to prove it short of some craziness of like, well, I'm gonna cast a spell on her in the middle of the hall, like that'd be insane. Because I'm just gonna attack the head of the nobles council right here in front of everybody. That'll prove it. Yes. Yeah. So it does puzzle you, absolutely, and it's something you take with you as you like eventually you do realize at some point you need to get some rest. And you're like, well, I'm not getting any further on this. Dog worrying a bone, and you decide to lay your head down and much like Savoy, like just think about this because it's been a long freaking day for you guys, a long night indeed. So yeah. And
so
I completely,
Now we're back in the. Are we in the
hall, the dining hall before heading out? Yeah, exactly. And it's you, Mama, and Savoy with her sister, but Laureate's not there. And as you walk in, as he said, Savoy says, you both need to read this.
And I give you the note.
That's where we'll pick up. Yep.
And
The missive.
Laureate woke me up last night to give this to me and basically say this is the plan that she wanted to follow. She would not listen to me in any way. She absolutely wanted me to say yes to it last night. And all I kept telling her is that we needed to have all of us have this conversation. And that it did not need to be decided tonight or last night. So I don't know where she is right now, but she is taking what happened to her at the Silverglades and what is happening and is putting it all on herself and not giving us any choice.
And we don't know where she is right now. She left after you talked.
She's not in her room. I do not know where she is. I do not know if she will be showing up at the council. I am hoping she will, but I can tell you right now, if she's going to follow her plan, she's going to be very brusque with me at the very least. Because she wants to start this fight between her and I immediately.
So she probably will show up at the council then, just to be able to start this fight publicly. I mean, if she's stubborn and bullheaded enough to pull this plan through with or without our helps, she'll knock Everest over his head herself and drag him off.
I wanted to have this discussion with her and decide what else was going to happen. I didn't actually want anybody to be taken away by the tracers, but at this point, I would like to get through the council meeting and then discuss this. I don't know if she's going to give us that chance. And I think she's done both of you a disservice at this point.
I'm not sure that her plan would have worked, to be honest. I mean, even if Everest is willing to go along with it, which I'll just glance at him, I suppose you might be, just for the chance of burning something.
You sound like a pyro. Jeez.
He is certain that Grinder will not show up at any exchange, and that our other idea with the people from Maddox, that Maddox was going to hire, that would help us, or if he did, he would be able to escape. And she may not be wrong. She may not be wrong that he could escape, but at the same time, I do not believe her plan, as written, is the right one. I also think that we really, really do need to get through this council meeting without damaging us in the process.
Displace. I am not interested in betraying anybody or having my own reputation as a ship captain ruined because somebody wants me to beat them up in public. But I am interested in getting to that council meeting and getting all of us back safely. I'm gonna bet that she's probably just gone back to the inn.
Probably, because she's really afraid one of her family there will be killed before we're done with the council meeting. And she is certain the council will do nothing. I glance at Shannon when I say that. Will do nothing about what's happened.
To her and her people?
They will do nothing about what's happened to the order, that Ixus is around, that Ixus, she is absolutely certain that Ixus is the source of all these problems. And she may not be wrong, but we have no proof whatsoever.
Right now, as far as I'm aware, this meeting is to deal with what happened with the order last night and solving that problem.
Yes.
The nobles cannot appear to have law and order in Adriel start to decline or weaken, despite, as we all know, their tenuous and long-standing ties with the chasers to use them when convenient. As you said yourself, Maddox affirmed that during that jaunt with the crystal.
Right.
So they have to figure out something. There will be action taken regarding the order. I can almost guarantee it. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but this inquest that you're all attending is going to be part of trying to get to the bottom of it. And I have a feeling if Laureate doesn't appear on her own, she will be brought there one way or the other. She's going to be there no matter what.
I think she will come, if nothing, to start the plan, whether
So,
we want to or not.
I mean, Laureate's. It is the nobles, and as you and I talked about last night, if anyone is self-serving, it is them. They are mainly interested in keeping their hold on the city, keeping their hold on power, keeping their position, and to that end, will make whatever lofty proclamations and enact whatever plans are necessary to maintain that. The order, of course, is one of their tools, the tools at their disposal. They do not wish the order to be lessened or even worse, removed. That power vacuum would be almost impossible to fill.
I just don't want Laureate to do something that she can't take back. I am concerned.
That is an entirely different matter. And yes, I would say that is a very real concern. And unfortunately, I don't know. Shannon? Is that what we called her? She's Shannon, right?
Yeah, Lady Shannon.
Yeah, she flipped read through the note too, like kind of like, alrighty then. And she's like, if she's hell bent to execute this, well, first of all, she points to Everest. It would require Everest's cooperation and yours too to be the delivery mechanism. But it's extremely high risk.
I agree, and this is why I wanted the four of us to have the conversation after we dealt with the council.
Well, we have to deal with the council now anyways. I'm going to stand. And how far is the inn from the Veneer residence? I just don't remember in.
Walking, it's about a half hour away. The
And-
carriage, it would be 8 to 10 minutes.
I'd have the time to walk there, though it's early enough. I'm going to walk over to the inn and make sure she's there, and I will see you at the council meeting. Be
Okay.
safe.
So, Mama, how are you dressed, by the way?
I kind of imagine at this point, I don't like. I'd probably be dressed in my usual attire, one of my regular outfits, unless Savoy had requested that I wear something different by having the servants leave it to me.
Whatever I think the noble council, if she needed to be dressed up a little bit more, she would.
Yeah. Her typical sky captain stuff's not really quite going to cut it.
It would be a little bit nicer dressed up, and maybe it would be cut to you and a little bit more piratey to be like you are, or ship captain-y, because that's what you are.
Upper ship captain,
Nice.
like
Yeah.
you know, instead of a merchant ship, more like the captain of the Titanic in a way. And not
Correct.
Titanic, but
And Everest, you would have the same thing. You would have some nicer version, like the pants and the shirt, and even though you have a now model looking leather vest.
but it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so if no one's going to stop Malma, she's going to be on her way after grabbing probably a couple sticky buns for the road.
Not even that much. My
You know
appetite
what?
is a bit
At this
low.
point,
Oh my! Wow, she is taking this seriously. Ooh,
I don't
okay.
I'm not gonna try and stop Mama at this point. I'm barely. I'm gonna do what I have to do for my family, and if the crew has decided to really all just go off on, I'm
All
just
right.
hoping she'll be back. I'm gonna
Yeah,
assume she's
yeah.
gonna be back.
I'll be
All
back.
right. Everest, do you have anything you wish to do or say before heading over?
He would have reviewed that note, and I don't necessarily think that this particular plan would have been in our best interest in this case. Granted, I think it shows merit in the fact that it's risky, but it would have taken everything all at once. I don't relish the thought of getting beat up again, though.
I agree, and I also. This is why I wanted the four of us to have this conversation together, so all of us could be on the same page. But Laureate very clearly did not want to listen last night.
The other problem that I foresee is the fact that we still don't know if any nobles are working in conjunction with Ixis or the Chasers for that matter.
I'm going to assume the Chasers have some kind of contact somewhere, even if it's in a servant of one of the nobles up there, and they will see us in action, which is, again, why Laureate wanted to start having the fight with us in front, or me, in front of the councils.
And I mean, I understand that to a degree, but the problem with that is that, again, we don't know who is responsible. It could be somebody who is that we owe a certain debt to, or and perhaps we don't want to upset or reveal our hand just yet.
Yes. I don't know. I just. I think we're taking I would like to do one problem at a time. And right now, that one problem is the council meeting. And then Grinder. And then Ixis.
The problem is, I think Laureate is also underestimating what Ixis is actually capable of, and the insanity that is behind that capability.
I don't know. And if she is involved with bringing those horrific monsters here,
It's again a possibility, but we have no concrete evidence of any such thing yet.
But if she is, the one thing we have to remember is if she did do it and she is trying to bring in more chaos, we may have to deal with this at the council meeting.
Most definitely, it's something I'm prepared for. However, again, facing off both sets, I think that is a poor choice.
I would rather not do that. But I would rather, again, have this conversation with all four of us, if I have not said that before.
Maybe once or twice.
Yes.
Savoy wants so little.
I just want us all four to have this conversation where we can tell Laureate she's wrong.
It's not too much to ask.
Please don't be so reckless. Okay.
However, I think what we should be doing is preparing for that council meeting, because either way this goes, we're going to have to be ready.
Yes. I slept fairly well after I got back to bed the second time.
The second time?
Laureate woke me up at 2:30 this morning to give me this plan, and we had an argument about it.
That seems poor timing.
She hadn't even changed. She was very focused, and she is absolutely certain. Well, I said it before.
I mean, speaking as one who can be focused, we all remember the chair incident. Again, lack of sleep yesterday. Again, possibly better timing to present that plan. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. I do think that we need to sit here and do we need to come up with a stratagem on how we're going to address the council?
I think they're going to call us up one by one and ask us what we saw. and they may or may not ask us what we believe.
Well, do we think that everyone is appraised about the Ixis situation at this point, or do we?
Well, Maddox is, Lady Makia is, Lord Admiral Rhea is. If the servants and or they had not spread it about by now, any noble who doesn't already know, I will be disappointed in.
I mean, my initial goal will always be Ixis, The problem is with Grinder. He was incredibly rude, and I dislike him very much.
He is incredibly rude. He is also dangerous, and he has hurt Laureate's family, and he has threatened my family. Now, the question is, if we take him out, will the Chasers go to war with us?
Oh, I think
Or,
most questionably, I don't. I mean, the problem with that is you could argue it both ways because it could be as simple as cutting a head off a snake and they all scatter, or somebody else could step into a power vacuum and become even more of a problem.
or become less of a problem because Grinder seems to have taken a very personal interest in you.
Possibly. I have a. That's an interesting theory. I maybe I now I
He'd
haven't.
offer to stop bothering any of us if we handed you over.
True. I have another interesting proposition that may or may not be adequate. And this has to do with Hob. Yes, I'm sorry, I know it has to do with Hob.
Is this a conversation that can wait until after we deal with the council?
I
When
mean,
there's more of us here?
theoretically, yes, but I also think it might be worth just let's just say softballing this for now.
All right. Do not be surprised if I tell you I don't like this plan, but go ahead.
What do you want record right now?
Now we all know that the Chasers have a vast amount of information at their fingertips, all throughout Abriel and everything like that. What if someone that we already know, and perhaps if we can manage to do that person a favor, get
You
them.
mean the one that we already owe this
Just
massive
saying.
favor for?
Just saying,
All right.
a potential favor. We get them this giant mythical thing.
It's not mythical, it's legendary.
Legendary, mythical, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It doesn't really matter. The point is, if we do him this favor, what if he takes over what the Chasers were and makes them into something better?
I think Hob is going to laugh in your face.
Very
Why
possible.
would he want to take over something that, one, he may already be in charge of, two, has a terrible reputation, three, he doesn't need?
That's a fair point. He doesn't need them. But more
He
fingers
uses
and more
them
pies.
as much as he uses any of us.
True, but more fingers, more pies.
Again,
Information.
he may be in charge of them, or
It's
one
possible.
part of them.
It's possible. Grinder is, but if Grinder is below Hob, why would Hob let him run around like that? Perhaps maybe to throw us off. Yes, okay, fine. Maybe I just answered my own question. Doesn't really matter.
Because he is a giant pain in the ass. That's why. He has made a giant target of himself, while Hob has done everything he has said that he would do that we have bargained unwisely with him over. So I would really like to not bring Hob into this again.
See, now you wonder why I didn't softball this to everybody.
All right, you were correct in that respect. Thank you for bringing it to me. Let's not bring up his name again.
Hob.
Thank you for being you, Everest. How much time do we have?
We're just about wrapping up.
Well, no, I mean, for...
Oh, before you have to head out. Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that time.
Okay. So, will
Oh, hey, Lisa.
MoMA make it back? Or
If from where you know the inn. Wait, have you been to the inn? You haven't been.
Yeah,
to the inn.
yeah, they've
Yes,
been.
you have.
They've all
Okay,
been.
you know if assuming she finds Loria there, y'all will have to leave. They'll have to leave from there to get to the Sun Chamber to arrive on time. They're not going to come back to your place first. You'll have to meet them there.
So then it'll be my sister, me, and Everest in our carriage.
with under heavy guard. Yes.
Under heavy guard.
Yep.
Y'all can't see this little. I have a small cat who really desperately wants my attention. She's just off screen.
Are they pouring out? They're doing the little where they kind of reach out to try and grab.
Yes, this one.
Oh.
This is Lilu.
All right. So you guys are going to head off to the chamber. I'm going to go to Malma. It's a nice sunny day today, so it's a good day for a stroll. You're
Beautiful.
a little tired, but you shrug it off. You've done all-nighters. You've done this kind of thing before. You know how it works. And besides, you got plenty of sugar at breakfast, so it's all rock and roll.
Breakfast.
Yes. Breakfast is good as always. Breakfast is always good there at the Savoy residence. They put on a good spread. You reach the inn, and this would be, let's see, in order for you to make the timing right, like probably a 8:15 or so, ish, maybe. So you know you can reach the noble area and the Sun Chamber Gain admittance. If you hustle, you can make it there in time. Everything will work out well. Yada yada yada. So, what do you do once you're at the inn?
Would I know where Laureate's chambers were? I don't remember. I don't think I've ever seen them per se. Did I?
Who?
No, you went in.
Son, was everyone in the room?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you would know where. Yeah, you would know where they are. Correct.
Perfect. So I'm gonna head that way, kind of wave at people I recognize.
Yeah, they wave back. You were with her, so it's okay. It's all good. Yep. Okay.
Knock on the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely open it and say, and just be like surprised that you're there.
Yeah.
Oh, come in. You
Thank
hungry?
you.
Have you eaten? Drinking? You want a drink?
Are you going to the council meeting?
Of course, I have to.
Are you starting a fight with Savoy at the council meeting?
You can only really do this plan if she agrees to it, and the rest of you do. I said my piece. What do you? What do you think, anyway?
Are you that obsessed with getting to Grinder because of your family? Because you're worried about their lives right now?
I would.
Which is a good reason. I'm not lessening it.
I would do anything to stop him from hurting my family.
Is your family staying in the inn right now because they can't leave the business for any amount of time?
We run this inn. This is everything.
Yes, but living is important to run things.
Yes.
So
If I have a feeling, if I die, if Grinder gets me, they won't go after the inn. I feel like they'll be safe. They have no leverage and no reason to attack the inn at all. As long as I'm alive, the inn is just under more and more danger. My family inside it to run it, and I can't let it continue. Each day just gets worse.
I get that. But listen, I don't think this plan is going to work. Mostly because I don't think we're going to go for it. But here's what can happen if you wanted to. If your family can hand over the inn to some trusted employees to run it, I can try to smuggle them out of town at least, or get them somewhere. Or some people who can get them to safety. I'm not promising it'll work. Nothing is guaranteed in this life, as you know. But I have some expertise in this area, and we can at least get them out of harm's way while we deal with Grinder, even if it takes us a couple more days at least to get ourselves figured out and get a plan that won't get us killed immediately.
And
that
how long
get
will
us
it take
all
for you to
alive.
smuggle them out? Days, weeks?
I can go out after the council meeting and do some few touch points, and I can give you a timeline by end of day.
I don't know. I don't even think they'll accept it. I mean, like, Valerie, she's about to enter the academy, and everything we've put for the last 10 years, everything is just in this inn, and we can't just leave it. We can't abandon it. I don't think they'll take it.
Look, I get it. It's not easy leaving something behind that you love in a business that you've built out of nothing and all of the dreams and directions that you've been striking towards forever. But, life happens. Things change. Things that we don't want to happen just come to pass. And things that we can stop from happening can be stopped. Now, right now, do you think your family would be happy knowing that you died without giving them a choice to try to save you in turn? Which is what you're asking of them right now. You're asking all of us to make that decision.
I don't want to put that on them.
Well, then ask them. If they could leave for a little bit of a time, at least while you get this under control, so that you buy yourself some breathing room and you buy them some breathing room, would they accept it and take that chance for all of you to be able to celebrate next year together?
That's making the assumption that anyone will do anything about the chasers.
Yes, it's making a lot of assumptions. That's what you've been doing as well. You're assuming a lot with your plan. I'm assuming a lot right now. Your family's assuming a lot. The chasers are assuming a lot too, which is to our advantage. Life is assumption. You never know where the winds will blow. But you take best guests because you've traveled these skies before.
Where would you go anyway?
You'd have to
Would you go
trust
to
me.
Summit? I mean, like, that's the only other place that I know a lot of people go, but I mean, like, I don't want them to just permanently be stuck on Summit with very little money. And
I'd take care of them. You'd have my word on that. They would be hard to find.
but
They would have everything they need, and when they're ready to come home and it's safe, they would be able to come
but
home.
then you need to be here. I thought you were going to help us. You have to go
I'm
with
here.
them.
I'm not leaving. I'm just making sure they can go.
They're not gonna accept this. I can't ask them to do this.
Can you ask them to sacrifice you? Can you ask them to bury you? Is that the choice you're doing? Because you're making the choice for everyone right now.
I have to. It's my job.
Why is it your job?
Because of the Silverglades. What happened there? It's my responsibility, and I have to make amends for it.
What happened there that's got you so scarred here right now? I mean, I know you're the only one who came back, but that wasn't on you.
Yes, it was. You don't understand. It was the accident. It was my fault for I can't. Sorry, I can't. I don't want to make them have to leave and never have a chance of coming back here. I can't. I'm sorry.
Laureate, sometimes the skies just aren't friendly anymore, and you can't stay in them no matter how much you want to. Whatever you think that your family wants, they want you alive as much as you want them alive. You're taking that choice away from them. And I'm sorry if you were responsible or feel responsible for what happened in the Silverglades. I really am. I've been there before. I've lost crews too and ships. But we're not in the Silverglades anymore. We're here, we're now. People are going to die. And we get to make a change right now. We get to help certain people. And that's your family. They need to be the number one priority. And your family doesn't want you to die. Do they? Or do you want to die? Which is it?
I have a lot of things I want to do before I die.
Like what?
She looks like she's about to say something. Just I can't tell you it yet. I'll have a talk with them. And then once the council meeting has adjourned, I'll have another talk with them. See, go from there. Can't give you any guarantees.
No, that's fair. Do you know
But
why you can't give me a guarantee, though, Laureate? Do you understand why you can't give me a guarantee? Because I do, but I don't think that you do. You,
what do
you, you can't give me a guarantee because, one, it's their decision, not yours. Just like it's Everest's decision and Savoy's decision and my decision. And two, you don't control everything. You can't. And you will drive yourself crazy going against winds that are just beating on your ship right now. And you're not the only one that you're going to drag down. Because when you go rushing into danger, we will follow you.
people have
And your
already
family
died
might
from
follow
this.
you.
How many have I count now? I think we're up to about 20 people dead since this has all started. And that includes a whole family, including children. And I can't...
It's just
just
terrible.
can't- And if no one's going to do anything, someone has to do it. And no one is going to do it. So
stuff will get done. But we need to do it smart to stop others. Your own plan said that you and Everest might die. Let's come up with a plan that doesn't have quite a strong equation. And then we'll enact it. If we all sit down together, all four of us, we can figure this out. We've done a lot together so far. We've managed a lot. We can manage this too. But you're going to have to trust your crew. Because the ship right now, you're not controlling it. None of us are. But together, we have a chance to move the cells in the direction we want to go. We're not going to abandon you. Even Savoy, who's pretty pissed at you right now, is not going to abandon you.
I know
she
that.
won't.
And I don't want any of you to die.
I know you don't. You're good people, which is why you care so much about this right now. But sometimes you have to understand that you can't control everything. And you're going to have to trust.
May not be able to
that your
control
friends
everything, but
will
I can
help.
make some pretty good assumptions based on my past experiences. And I can tell you right now, the council are going to do nothing. That's
No, the council meeting is just for show. The council meeting is for Savoy. I don't even want to go to the council meeting. But we have to go because they will make sure that we go. And we don't want to do anything that will hurt Savoy's family no more than we want to hurt your family. Right?
Yeah.
So we go to the council meeting, we play the game, and then we plan. But first we have to get through that damn council meeting. And believe me, I'm not happy about it either.
Back to the Sun Chamber.
Back to the Sun Chamber. And I know it's not going to be pleasant.
Well,
I know you
technically,
don't
you've
want to
actually
go.
never been there. I've been there before, and it's not fun.
Is there anything I can do to help you during the council meeting itself?
No.
Then shall we just walk there together, and then afterwards, the four of us can sit down and we'll make a plan together. Use some of your ideas and just refine them to make sure that we all come out alive.
Well, plan worked. We've all come out alive. Like every plan has risk, but all right, let's go.
All right. Laureate, one more thing.
Hmm?
Remember, you're not alone. Just try to remember that you're not alone.
I know. It's hard.
Yeah. I'm going to put my arm around her and we're going to stroll off.
All right, and that is an excellent place to stop for the evening. Boy, I thought last time had some really good role playing, but boy, you guys all hit it out of the park on this one. I am really wow. Wow.
I did not know I was going to have to yell at Laurie.
Yeah.
all the feels.
It was great. I loved it. I loved every bit of that.
Oh, wow. That was, yeah.
God.
This boy had the mom glare and the RP glare going on that one.
Oh man, I was like, just that's it. I've had it Everybody's yelling at me and telling me to do things. I am done with it. This is my house.
It worked so well.
Well, I had a plan and none of them went for it, so we're gonna have to work and see how it happens.
Oh yeah, boy, that was this last hour was.
I'm just waiting for Laureate to go. I told you so, but this will be we'll see that next session. So
You know what?
Who
Or
knows?
if it goes as badly as you think it is, and you're like, "I told you so," we're all gonna be like, "Yep, you did. You were right. Now let's get out of this dungeon."
Yeah.
Woo! All right, and I was just sitting here pretty much observing for like most of the last hour. I didn't have much to do. I was still like just on the edge of my seat. So great, really great
my
job,
God.
everybody.
I hope you enjoyed my plan. I like written up and all that.
That
and-
was
You know,
terrific.
parts of
Yeah.
it actually
Like
have
you
some
said,
really interesting bones
The
to it. They
bones of
really
a
do.
good plan are there. It just needs some refinement. I
What do you
think. But
mean
That's gonna be up to you guys to figure out. But you gotta.
It's such
Get
a
an
good
appointment in the
plan,
sun chamber
though.
next time.
Oh, it would have been so good if they all agreed to it. Oh, it would have been fun.
No. No. We're not going to agree to beating you up and like
Oh,
making
well.
you bleed. Come on.
Damn.
Maybe Everest we'd let bleed, but
Wow! Oh.
Shots fired.
You know,
On that note, Bob, how do you feel about Jen totally throwing you under the bus there?
as much shit as I have, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I was like, she's not wrong. She's not.
I thought
wrong.
I got it bad for Rob and John for the IAB games, but holy crap, that hits the that's just broken the bar. Oh.
It is funny how the tides have turned on the characters and who once were the impetuous ones of the voice of reason and the others want to charge pell-mell into a whole crapload of trouble are now it's
well, Mom was
Yes.
a ship captain. She's been through this.
it's previously unsuspected psychological depths. Yes, Mama, ship's captain, ship's counselor, apparently. Exactly.
You gotta keep the crew focused, otherwise you get nowhere.
Exactly. All right, so I'm gonna start from the opposite. So, Brahms, what do you think about tonight, and how Everest is being not? I mean, everyone rallied to your defense, saying he's got to know, and we need his buy-in and everything. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, and you got to light a lot of things on fire. So there you go.
Yeah. Lighting things on fire are definitely his, his forte.
Let's say it's not be all end all, but
No, definitely his forte. But like I said about Moma's whole psychological approach, address problem, solve problem, give patients sweets, and you win. So, that whole bit was great, and the fight with between Laureate and
Boy.
Sue was perfect. That was beautiful. And then to drag them in and be like, "Well, what do you guys think?" And I'm like,
We'd be like arguing at each other while you two are trying to be like, what are they talking about? What is You're like half asleep and then
So sleeping.
I mean, yeah, and then it's like I was almost relishing the fact if you would have pulled him out at like in the
3:30 in the morning.
middle of the night, and he would have walked out in like a towel or something, and like,
yeah,
what are you
this
bothering me for?
there was intentionally a reason why I chose Savoy, because Savoy would probably be out of everyone the hardest to kind of get behind it.
Persuade.
Yeah, persuade.
Part.
And
Apparently
if I could get her
that's
behind it,
on
then
everything.
she'd be able to help me get everyone else behind it. So
Well, okay, that was a plausible strategy on
Yeah.
Laureate's part.
See,
Yeah.
Laureate's
Unfortunately,
not
didn't quite go
dumb.
the way we
She just
Good
Nope.
strategy. What I would have done was would have went the opposite way with Everest. It would have been very likely he would have been like, maybe this could work.
Really?
Thinking.
Yeah, but Everest wants Ixis as bad, or if not as worse than Laureate wants her. So
Well, here's the thing. It's like
and
after-
dangling her right in front of him.
yeah, chasing someone for 10 years, you just want them so bad. But the problem is he's a little bit more cautious right now because of everything that's happened. So he's just kind of like,
Holy crap, he can be
Yeah.
taught. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
well, assuming that she's got new powers you don't know about. I mean, like that definitely
Well,
put you
exactly.
under caution.
yes.
and this is the other problem is like I was saying with John, now he's mulling over the fact that like how many fronts are we fighting right now? Is I think the thing that has him slightly concerned. because he's sitting here going like, I don't know everything that's going on right now, and that's a very big issue.
I am glad that the little conversation we had with XSU that he took to heart, that Everest took to heart. That was very wise of him. Seriously, I'm absolutely serious. Yeah, that when you saw what happened there, and yeah, it kind of shook you, and yeah. So it's good that he's not just, I can bing bang boom and take care of this. It's a lot more complicated. So,
Yeah. So
where can the good folks find you, sir, when you're not here, getting into more trouble with the Ember Crew?
Oh, you guys can find me on Twitter under Leopard83. I'm usually on there tweeting D&D things and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I mean, might be jumping in on some odds, maybe some Atari Twilight or something like that, possibly in the near future. We'll have to see about that. I'm not gonna say much because I'm still kind of working everything out.
Is that Lex Arcana thing ever going to happen?
It was supposed to, but with the whole lockdown issue, I haven't heard from the other individual that's running it. So I've got to kind of touch base on that and find out where that's at. But
right. All right. Well, great stuff, Roms, as usual. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go swing over to Mama Bear here. Who apparently finally had enough. So, Jen, unleashed.
It was so fun.
Kind of a minor noble, and everybody keeps ordering her about, and she's getting tired of it a lot. And Laureate has been very, very rude to a lot of people and would not listen, and was just the straw that broke the camel's back. And
that entire conversation was great, especially Laureate. It was so good. I was really glad you guys had that she woke you up and you guys had that by yourselves without any interruption. I couldn't have planned that better. So
it was good. I mean, Jen feel bad about people, but Laureate deserves it.
Savoy's got to do what Savoy's got to do. Exactly.
Just interject for a second. Maybe Laureate maybe Savoy should have brought the dagger after all.
that might not have been a good idea. I think
before it's like it's a dinner knife.
To leave that in her bedroom, I think that was smart.
She wouldn't have done that with the Laureate anyway.
No, of course not. All right.
Well, I did have a good time. I'm glad we did get to use our fight skills, because I actually did some actual damage, and that was awesome.
Yeah, and we got to use the Mom Glare, which is really cool. So that's going to be really nice going forward. Yeah, good stuff. That. Good stuff. So yes, I figured I better get you guys blooded so you can at least take your tier 3 powers out for a test drive. And
that's
that a little quicker than I expected. I'm gonna have to figure out some alternatives to
that's what I'm afraid of. Is you're gonna start bringing really tough, like Mama.
No, there's other tactics I can use. I mean, that only really works for her mace. So the crossbow doesn't do 40-20 damage. So yeah, there's options. I have options. There's always.
But you don't have to. You don't have to come up with other options. Just throwing it out there.
And have Mama wade through everything. There's funny. There's mob attacks. You can only do 1 or 2 at a time. If I put 5 on her, they're gonna get through. So just saying. Anyways, Jed, really, really good stuff. Everyone, really great stuff. Everyone brought their A game here, which is what I expect all the time. But where can people find you when you're not yelling? When you're not yelling at party members in a burger?
I really am not always this grumpy. I am everywhere as Jennifer Brozek on Twitter and on Facebook. On Instagram, which is mostly cats, is Jennifer_Brozek. I am most active on Twitter. I actually have my audiobook narrator popped in briefly to say hello. I don't know if Lisa's still here, but she's finishing up Dockwagon 19, so that will be coming out soon.
Yay.
After I finish going through listening to the files. I do have a Kickstarter that's going to start tomorrow, but since I don't have a link for you, I will put that on my Twitter tomorrow.
Yep.
And then I have, we're waiting on artwork for my Shadowrun novella, A Kiss to Die For. Mm-hmm. And I'm waiting on final edits for my next Battletech novel, Ghost Hour, which hopefully will be out in the next couple of months.
Yep.
So
Lots of stuff
here's
going on.
Lisa, she's here, and she's awesome. You guys are going to be so excited to hear Duckwagon 19. She does such a good job.
Yep. Can't wait for that to get out. Yeah, we just
Right,
hit
right.
last week. We got Never Deal with a Dragon Trent's latest book out, and it's doing extremely well. And I expect Dockwagon will also be received just as rapturously, if not more so, because it's more affordable than a full novel. So a lot of people can get in that way, and it'll be Lisa's first work with us, and I'm sure there's gonna be much more to come. So really excited about that.
Yep.
So, thank you, Jen. Awesome as usual. On to Sa, the other half of the argumentative duo here. So. Loria just keeps going further and further down that path.
It was fun. It was so fun.
It's not like she doesn't have good reason.
I know.
I love that. And boy, Mama almost got it out of you, the whole thing with the Silverglades, which was really interesting.
Yeah, almost.
I thought you were going to crack for a second.
Yes.
I really thought you were going to but yeah.
Yeah, her secrets are still there. Secrets are still kept locked behind
close.
Something.
That was really well played by both of you, of course. Really, and a great way to end this. I didn't plan, but you guys ended it like perfectly, so it's really great. So, how do you think tonight went? And
I loved it. It was so good. Everything was so good. I love it. Laurie, it's just torturing herself. It's great.
Pretty much.
And little insider knowledge. I gave the crew a little bit of a warning, but I didn't tell them what exactly I was going to do. But they had a little idea that it's probably not good, so they weren't sure, and that was my play. So and see how it ran, and it ran really well. I love the responses. And so it's been tossed away, turned down. I was actually surprised that people wouldn't go for it.
He died.
Really? It'd be so fun, guys. Come on.
No.
There's your selling point. It'll be a blast. Come on,
it'll be a blast.
Trust me. It's gonna be great.
But starting next week, from in between all the Emberwind sessions at this same time, I'll be doing a playthrough of Sword Coast Legends on this channel, doing the adventures of Gromnir Grumblehammer through Sword Coast Legends, and don't know how long that'll last. Probably like 10 sessions or something. I don't know how long the Sword Coast Legends goes for, and you'll see me there. So every first and third Mondays.
Assuming we're staying on schedule.
Yeah, assuming we stay on schedule.
Third one. Yep.
Like that's the base, and then if it switches,
fourth, no matter what. So and
only
if past the party can't make it, we would reschedule. So
you see me with IAB with John, playing my half-orc vampire paladin Oleg. If you enjoy that, if you enjoy this type of RP, I mean, like that's
oh my
just
god,
as good.
yeah.
And
I think everyone here knows how IAB rolls.
Yeah. So check that out. See me streaming on twitch.tv/slot_ occasionally, playing random games, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed this session. This intense
descent into madness.
Yeah, intense session. This was so intense. Yeah. I may have to turn on the aircon. I'm sweating.
It's so hot.
Last but certainly not least, Malma, Sky Captain, Smuggler, Psychotherapist. Does it all. Really, really great stuff from you tonight, Marie. A pleasure, really. What I love about Malma is you keep the air metaphors going all the time, just like she would, which I really, really love how you sprinkle those into your conversations. It's all terrific. So what did you think about tonight, and how'd it go, and the troubles that people are getting into, dragging you along with them?
It was fun. Well, I really loved the idea that we got to try out our new powers, so that was a lot of fun seeing that.
That was scary.
Well, of course, you loved it the most. I mean, you and Jen, I think, were the ones who really.
It's like the hit points. Here's the hit points, and then like Savoy hits, Everest hits, and then Malma hits. It's just down the hits. Like,
It was good for my soul.
They put it this way: in that one round, you took this thing from 243 to like 83.
Wow.
Okay?
Nice.
Well, okay, she was helped by Mr. Primal Theory, giving her 2
That
more
helped a
attacks,
lot.
mind you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
that
you.
was actually very nice.
I'm honestly surprised that Derek hasn't capped that to 1 per player, like per hero.
Might have to talk to him about
Yeah,
that.
that
one.
may
I
have
mean,
to need a
look,
cap.
you get the trigger effect. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I have to double check. I know she can do the die damage. I know the 20. We are up to 20. That's the whole point. But it's like,
Yeah.
holy crap, that's getting a little crazy. So
It's good. Don't change a thing.
Oh yeah, she's the scariest woman in Axia right now. I mean, like,
It's all
Don't
good.
mess
That's
with
good,
her.
'cause she'll need it against Laureate.
I was gonna say it's like just like you're saying, scariest woman in Axia. Just take Malma, throw her at Ix's.
That's what I really want to do.
there you go. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk.
Ixis is all magic, though.
do you like
That's
fish?
Yeah. Make me think she's fish people. I'm on it.
There you go. Exactly. So awesome,
Yeah.
awesome stuff. Where can the folks find you when you're not eating desserts and kicking ass and taking names here?
So you can find me on Facebook under my name, Twitter under my name, Glitterbombilido on Instagram, and also right now for anyone who's interested on my website, www.mariebilido.com. I have 3 books that you can nab for free right now. So if you want to head over there,
Oh, very
enjoy
nice.
some of those. For
I'm gonna have to do that.
stay home, be self-isolated, have some reading
Yeah.
material.
Yep.
So-
Get into a good story. Absolutely.
Exactly. It wasn't
Absolutely.
special, but
Wash your
I
hands.
kind of kept it going. Yeah, wash your hands,
Mhm.
read ebooks so they're not nobody has to go in a warehouse to ship it to you. Like, all that good stuff.
That's
So.
the great thing about ebooks. Exactly.
Exactly. So they are available for free and nab them while you can.
Neat. Thanks very much. All right, folks. So, chat, can we get some love for our awesome role players here? Thank you guys for a great session, and we will be back in 2 weeks, I think.
Yep.
The 25th, I think. Saad, is that correct? Is it the case?
27.
27th.
27th. Yep. All right. We'll be back on the 27th with the Sun Chamber facing the nobles. Yep. Should be fun. All right. Everyone on chat, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. We hope you had a great time and join us again in a couple weeks. Otherwise, we are going to sign off. I think, Saad, you've got a raid to do.
Yep, I'll
correct?
do all the outro stuff. So we'll just switch to the exit scene, and I'll do all the chat with them.
All right.
Yeah, all that thing. So
From us to you, stay safe, be safe, stay with
Yeah.
your family, have
Especially
fun,
now.
and take care. Yep. Take care, everybody. Good night.
bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed that session. That was so fun. Just a little insider. Just immediately on Zoom there, Jen was yelling at me. She wasn't happy. She was happy but not happy that I did that. I pulled that on her. So, yeah, we're gonna raid someone now. Let's have a look at the raid list. Let's see if Kilgore Trout is still going. So I think he was streaming. He streamed on GOG, I believe. Yes. Okay, we're gonna host GOG.com with Kilgore Trout. He's currently playing his. He's continuing his Star Wars Lego playthrough. He's been playing that a couple of times on the GOG channel. So yeah, we're gonna raid him. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. See yous later.
fight.